Chapter 1661. Almost capsized in the gutter. The yellow sand beast escaped, abandoning its body, with only one eye escaping. The yellow sand blotted out the sky, it abandoned its huge size, and even the undead legion couldn't stop it. But the soul lock still existed, and the mark hadn't disappeared. Lin Mo still firmly locked onto its soul and shot the third arrow. The soul arrow traveled through the void, leaving only a trace of purple light disappearing. A scream once again echoed throughout the entire star system, even inside the formation, it could be heard. Lin Mo breathed a sigh of relief, finally resolved. Compared to delaying time, being able to drive it away was naturally the best option. Suddenly, Lin Mo's hair stood on end, and a violent warning came from his soul. The talent giant tree swayed non-stop, and the 9-colored dragon soul crystal was also roaring. Danger! Lethal danger! The soul heard the yellow sand beast's violent heartbeat, and then bright yellow lightning appeared before his eyes. 4 of the 5 lightning bolts had collapsed, and the last one still existed. The yellow sand beast's eye had escaped, but the lightning hadn't disappeared, still hovering in midair. At this moment, accompanied by the yellow sand beast's heartbeat, the lightning suddenly activated, piercing through the skeletons one by one, and shooting towards Lin Mo's eyes. Careless. Without thinking, Lin Mo retreated rapidly, and a large number of skeletons appeared in front of him, acting as meat shields to resist the lightning. The skeletons were pierced by the lightning and collapsed on the spot. But the lightning didn't seem to be affected, and its speed rapidly approached Lin Mo. The power of the lightning was too strong, and the skeletons couldn't stop it at all. His good meat shield tactics were useless. This lightning carried the power of rules, and its attack power reached at least rank 8 God Sovereign, or even higher. The skeletons couldn't stop it, and he couldn't possibly stop it either. As long as he was hit, he would undoubtedly die. The talent's resurrection chances had been used up, and even if there were still resurrection chances, it most likely wouldn't work. Based on its previous performance, the bright yellow lightning could be used repeatedly. The skeletons were killed again and again, and even if they revived, they would be killed again. In the face of life and death, Lin Mo thought quickly, considering all possible ways to save himself. The next second, the Scourge Scepter appeared in his hand. Lin Mo was well aware that only the Scourge Scepter could possibly block the bright yellow lightning. He couldn't unleash the true power of the Scourge Scepter right now, but using it as a club was no problem. Seeing the lightning approaching, Lin Mo didn't hesitate to swing the Scourge Scepter, colliding with the lightning. Boom! With a loud bang, the lightning exploded. Yellow filled his vision, and he couldn't see anything else. Lin Mo was blasted away by an unimaginable force. He flew directly out of the planet, tens of thousands of kilometers, into the galaxy. Looking at the yellow sand slowly flowing around him like a galaxy, Lin Mo felt joy in his heart. He didn't die, he really blocked the lightning. Looking at the Scourge Scepter again, there wasn't even a mark on it. The Scourge Scepter's sturdiness completely exceeded expectations. This also showed that the Scourge Scepter's level was ridiculously high. Putting away the Scourge Scepter, Lin Mo flew back. The sandstorm on the planet was still continuing, and the lightning explosion, with its immense power, had blown the planet's yellow sand into space. Even the yellow sand beneath the time array was swept away, revealing the true ground. Now the entire planet was grayish-white. Without the yellow sand covering it, Lin Mo could finally see the array clearly. The time array was actually a circular array. On the surface of the array, the time chamber and the control hall were both built on a round plate. The round plate was the array disk, responsible for supporting the array. Below the array, a huge yellow heart was beating. Each time it beat, it didn't burst out with blood, but with yellow sand. It wasn't ordinary yellow sand either, but yellow sand containing extremely strong energy. The array refined the yellow sand bursting out from the heart, obtaining yellow crystals, and transferred the useless yellow sand out. For who knows how many years, the heart of a dignified other shore realm star giant beast had been used as a material collector. It beat non-stop, and the array refined and collected non-stop. It had to be said, it was indeed a kind of sorrow. Lin Mo returned, and the yellow sand giant beast's heart beat obviously faster. It conveyed angry emotions, but it could no longer do anything to Lin Mo. The array firmly suppressed it. With this escape failure, it would never have another chance. The other shore realm human race must have received the news and were probably on their way. When the time came, the array would be strengthened, and it would be suppressed here for tens of millions of years. Even that one-eyed creature that escaped would be found and killed. The crisis had been resolved, but the undead legion still existed. He would not recall the undead legion until the human reinforcements truly arrived. Relaxation was possible, but not carelessness. Accidents often happened during times of carelessness. Lin Mo began to review the previous battle. He and the yellow sand giant beasts I had fought for less than a minute. Especially when he fired 3 arrows in a row, the whole process took less than 5 seconds. The battle was very intense, and every second was a desperate struggle. Lin Mo realized that when truly facing a real powerhouse, various methods were actually useless. Everything still depended on strength. If the yellow sand giant beast only had its eye left and its realm had fallen greatly, he would have died. He thought of what Bai Yiyuan had once said, that a big fist was the only truth, and everything else was fake. In fact, this was indeed the case. Whether in the great world or the small world, reality was so cruel. Besides realizing that his fist was not hard enough, Lin Mo also felt the effect of the power of faith. Without the power of faith, the first arrow would not have caused enough damage to the yellow sand giant beast's remnant soul. Then the next 2 arrows might not have scared it away. However, the power of faith also had limitations. The quantity was limited, and there was a marginal effect. The greater the amplification desired, the more the amount of power of faith consumed would increase exponentially. 10,000 portions of the power of faith could amplify by 1 time. To amplify by 2 times, 30,000 portions of the power of faith were needed. To amplify by 3 times, 60,000 portions of the power of faith were needed. If one wanted to amplify by 4 times or 5 times, the power of faith needed would increase significantly. As far as Lin Mo knew, after the amplification reached 10 times, the power of faith needed would increase exponentially. Moreover, the stronger the attack itself, the more power of faith would be needed. Lin Mo was well aware that the soul arrow he had condensed with all his strength was actually only at the level of the 4th to 5th stage of the divine soul in terms of attack power. If it were another shore realm attack, putting in 60,000 portions of the power of faith would probably not even result in a one-time amplification. 60,000 portions of the power of faith, at the current collection speed, would take a full 600 days. The collection speed was extremely slow. The power of faith is truly something that one can never have too much of. No wonder those other shore realm big shots want to build towers of faith throughout the star field. Their spells probably require astronomical amounts of the power of faith. Reviewing the entire battle, Lin Mo felt that he had done a commendable job, and there were not many oversights. Only the last lightning strike was due to his own carelessness, which he would correct in the future. Time passed little by little, and the yellow sand giant beast's heartbeat became slower and slower, trending towards calmness. 30 minutes later, a vast aura suddenly descended, enveloping the entire galaxy. Chapter 1662, The rewards are even selectable. The sudden aura was very gentle and did not carry a strong pressure. At the same time as the aura descended, the yellow sand giant beast's heartbeat instantly calmed down, and the yellow sand flying all over the sky also fell back to the ground at this moment. It was like an invisible hand smoothing out all the restlessness. Lin Mo looked towards the sky, his gaze passed through the starry sky, and he saw a powerhouse coming through the air. 1 second he was still outside the galaxy, and after 1 step, he had already arrived on the planet. The other shore realm has indeed arrived. Lin Mo was not surprised. He had already thought before that there might be a powerhouse from the other shore realm coming over. The next second, a middle-aged man with an ordinary appearance and nothing outstanding appeared on the time array. He reached out and gently pressed on the array, and the entire array suddenly roared non-stop. Accompanied by an unwilling sound of the soul, the heartbeat disappeared, and the yellow sand giant beast was completely suppressed. Power of rules, Lin Mo murmured in his heart. He could clearly feel the changes in the laws. Even the law of time had stagnated for that instant just now. The law of time was already a first-tier law. Only the power of rules of the other shore realm could affect it. Lin Mo knew that the other party had used the power of rules, but he didn't know how they had done it. After all, I am not yet in the realm of the other shore, merely knowing what it is, but not why. Some things, you will never understand until you reach that realm. Several divine venerables flew out of the main hall, leaving the time array, and bowed to the middle-aged man. Greetings, Lord. The middle-aged man hummed in response, speaking calmly and slowly, you've worked hard. The others quickly shook their heads, it's not hard, this is what we should do. Jian Shen said, Fortunately, we had this little friend's help this time, otherwise things would have been troublesome. Although they didn't know what happened outside after entering the main hall. But they could guess that Lin Moyu must have stopped those sand beasts. The Divine Venerables were a little embarrassed, never expecting to rely on a Divine King Realm Jr. in the end, truly a loss of face for the Divine Venerables. The middle-aged man looked at Lin Moyu. I roughly know what happened, you were lucky to have met little friend Lin here. Then he looked at Lin Moyu again, little friend Lin, would you like to come over and talk? The tone of the two sentences was completely different. When speaking to the Divine Venerables, the tone was calm and without waves, revealing a faint majesty. Maintaining the posture that a powerhouse of the other shore realm should have. But when speaking to Lin Moyu, the tone suddenly softened. It didn't seem like the attitude that a being of the other shore realm should have towards a Divine King Realm cultivator, more like interacting as equals. Lin Moyu naturally wouldn't refuse. If senior has an order, this junior will certainly obey. The middle-aged man laughed, then let's go up. As he spoke, he flew straight up, and Lin Moyu immediately followed, and in the blink of an eye, the two had reached the starry sky. Seeing the two leave, the Divine Venerables were a little dazed. Did you hear that? Just now, the Lord called him little friend Lin. Looking at the Lord's posture, it seems like he is interacting with this little brother as an equal. The Lord is interacting with a Divine King as an equal, it feels a bit unreal. This Divine King Lin is very strong, not weaker than us. Perhaps it is because he is such a top genius that the Lord is willing to lower his stance. The others knew the identity of the middle-aged man, a powerhouse of the other shore realm, interacting with a Divine King as an equal. It was incredible to think about. The other shore realm was a truly top-level existence, with an extremely noble status. Jian Shen suddenly frowned. Recently, wasn't there a junior named Lin Moyu who cleared 3 secret realms in a row, do you think? Lin Moyu's surname is Lin, and little friend Lin's surname is also Lin. After Jian Shen said this, it directly clicked. It's him, no wonder. A genius who can clear 3 secret realms, truly remarkable. If he can reach the other shore one day, that would be amazing. The others sighed one after another, having seen many geniuses in their many years of life. Even they themselves were considered geniuses when they were young. But compared to Lin Moyu, whether it was themselves or others they had seen, they paled in comparison. In the starry sky, the middle-aged man looked at Lin Moyu with a smile. Little friend Lin is indeed a young talent, stopping the sand beasts alone with the strength of a Divine King. I'm afraid the entire great world cannot find anyone comparable to little friend Lin. Lin Moyu was very modest. Senior is too kind, this junior was just lucky. The middle-aged man's attitude was very good. Strength is strength, how can there be luck? My surname is Song, given name Jia. Little friend Lin's soul has reached the other shore, so he is considered half a other shore realm cultivator. We can interact as equals. Lin Moyu said, Senior Song, what are your plans for the next step? Song Jia said in a low voice, it's nothing more than reinforcing the formation to prevent this from happening again. Lin Moyu showed a hint of strangeness. The eye of the yellow sand behemoth escaped, containing its remnant soul. Senior Song doesn't plan to find it. As long as the eye of the yellow sand behemoth is still outside, things like today could still happen. If someone else dared to say this, Song Jia would definitely say, do I need you to teach me how to do things? But when Lin Moyu said this, Song Jia laughed. Little friend Lin doesn't know, it's not that I don't want to find it, but I can't. It's naturally not difficult to find it. You also know that there is the Human Emperor Network, it has nowhere to escape. Lin Moyu nodded, that was indeed the case. Under the surveillance of the Human Emperor Network, no matter how well the other party hides, it can always be found. Since that's the case, these other shore realm powerhouses letting it go like this must have other reasons. Song Jia explained, when the yellow sand behemoth was killed, its body and soul were divided into 2, with the eye and heart each accounting for half. In this way, the yellow sand behemoth retained the possibility of resurrection. If we destroy its eye, leaving only half of the soul in the heart, then it will never have the possibility of resurrection. Lin Moyu suddenly realized something. If there is no possibility of resurrection, then the yellow sand behemoth might choose to self-detonate. I see that the formation has been refining something. Is it for it? Song Jia praised again. Little friend Lin is indeed smart. The yellow sand behemoth is a starry sky behemoth of the other shore realm. Its heart will constantly produce the power of rules. We use the formation to refine the power of rules it produces into rule crystals. As for the specific effect, you will naturally know when you reach the other shore realm in the future. Lin Moyu hummed in response, knowing that this information was enough. If Song Jia explained to him what the power of rules was, he would definitely not understand, so there was no need to know. Some things cannot be understood by explanation, but need to be comprehended by oneself. Song Jia said, "Little friend Lin has made a great contribution this time, otherwise countless people would have died. According to the rules of the human race, there will be rewards for little friend. I wonder what little friend needs, as long as it is within the rules, it can be provided." Lin Moyu knew that what he did this time was equivalent to saving countless lives. And avoiding a disaster, it was inevitable to get some rewards. Generally, this kind of reward is just Divine City merit points, but he didn't expect to have a choice. Chapter 1663, Rewards chosen by Song Jia. In Lin Moyu's speculation, the Human Emperor Network and the other shore realm were quite powerful existences. Especially the Human Emperor Network, acting according to the rules, rewarding merits and punishing faults. It can be called iron-faced and selfless. Even the other shore realm can only maneuver slightly within the rules, but cannot violate the rules. The rewards of the Human Emperor Network are basically Divine City merit points. If you have any other needs, you can use Divine City merit points to exchange for them. But according to Song Jia's words, besides choosing Divine City merit points, he can also choose something else. Directly choosing a reward is equivalent to skipping the step of exchanging Divine City merit points. And Song Jia also hinted that directly choosing a reward should be more cost-effective. Lin Moyu thought for a while before speaking, "This junior doesn't know what to choose, why don't senior help this junior choose?" Song Jia looked at Lin Moyu with a smile. Lin Moyu threw the problem back to him. As a dignified other shore realm senior, he couldn't choose some useless trash. But if he chose too well, it would violate the rules of the Human Emperor Network. But it doesn't matter, he can give it to Lin Moyu in his personal name, just to befriend Lin Moyu, this genius. Lin Moyu was watched by Song Jia, his face was not red and his heart was not beating, fully displaying the advantages of his thick skin. Song Jia smiled, "Since you let me decide, then let's do this. The reward of Divine City merit points is still necessary, after all, you are only at the beginner level, and you still need Divine City merit points to increase your level. Madam, you gave you the soul shooting bow, you don't lack soul treasures. In terms of attack, you seek refinement and strength, not quantity, so you don't need other attack treasures. In terms of defense, you have so many summons, it is almost impossible for people of the same realm to hurt you. Then let's choose some auxiliary items." Song Jia said to himself, and soon made a decision. Lin Mo carefully listened, regardless of what Song Jia chose, he would not object. Song Jia would only give him more, not less, definitely the limit within the rules. Song Jia closed his eyes to communicate with the Human Emperor Network, and after a few seconds, the Human Emperor Network's voice sounded in his ears. "Because you repelled the yellow sand behemoth and prevented its resurrection, allowing nearby star systems to survive, you are specially rewarded with 2,000 Divine City merit points. Killing a god Venerable Sand Beast grants 10 Divine City merit points. Killing 50,000 God King Sand Beasts grants 50 million points. Killing 500 lesser God Venerable Sand Beasts grants 5 million points." With a series of rewards, Lin Mo felt that he had gained more than he lost this time. He had long known that the Human Emperor Network would not miss a single one, and that the sand beasts he killed would eventually turn into point rewards for him. Sure enough, he instantly gained 55 million points, and his points exceeded 100 million again. Finally, I have some points again. Lin Mo felt that his pockets were a little fuller again, and he finally had a little pocket money. At least enough to use in the time chamber. His Divine City merit points also reached 5,390, not far from the intermediate level. As for the task of advancing to the intermediate level, Lin Mo never worried. Song Jia looked at the change in Lin Mo's expression and said with a smile, "Have you received the reward?" Lin Mo said with a smile, "Thank you, senior, I have received it." "Then we'll continue. For the second reward, I chose the Tower of Faith for you." Lin Mo was slightly taken aback. The Tower of Faith, could this be considered a reward? He could set up a great faith formation himself, which was no different from the Tower of Faith. However, he didn't say anything and waited for Song Jia to explain further. Song Jia said, "You are already qualified to build a Tower of Faith and accept the power of faith. As a reward, I have chosen 10 star systems for you. The power of faith in these 10 star systems will belong to you. 10 star systems can provide you with about 100 units of faith power every day. As for refining it, you can solve it yourself. After listening to Song Jia's explanation, Lin Mo realized that the so-called reward of the Tower of Faith meant this. He was allocated 10 star systems, and he could obtain 100 units of faith power every day. Adding the faith power he obtained himself, he could harvest 200 units of faith power every day. Anyone who has used faith power knows how useful it is. Looking at those beyond realm experts who set up towers of faith in every star system, every planet, and every city, one could know how much the beyond realm experts needed faith power. He only got 10 star systems. How many star systems did those beyond realm experts each own, and how much faith power did they get every day? A rough calculation revealed an astonishing number. Even with Lin Mo's temperament, he couldn't help but feel a trace of envy in his heart. If he had so much faith power, he might have been able to kill the remnant soul of the yellow sand behemoth with one arrow earlier. Song Jia saw through Lin Mo's thoughts, narrowed his eyes, and said with a smile, "You don't have to think too much. In the future, your towers of faith will become more and more numerous. 10 star systems are nothing, and even 10,000 star systems are nothing. But if you want to have more towers of faith, you should know what to do." Lin Mo naturally knew that it was nothing more than improving his strength and contributing to the human race. The human race was like this, with clear rewards and punishments. If you wanted to get something, you had to pay first, which was very fair. Things that were obtained without effort hardly existed in the human race. Song Jia said, "The third reward is a personal one from me to you." As he spoke, he took out a jade slip. When the jade slip appeared, the surrounding space was violently distorted. This jade slip was extremely heavy, almost collapsing the space. Song Jia said, "I personally want to thank you. The yellow sand behemoth was guarded by me. If something went wrong, it would be my fault. This time you helped suppress the yellow sand behemoth, consider it me owing you a favor." This shattered void jade contains a corner of an ancient rune. Use your soul and faith power to activate it together, and you can launch one attack. With your soul power, plus 10,000 units of faith power, you should be able to unleash a blow comparable to the peak of the god Venerable realm. But you only have one strike per day, so be careful not to rely on it too much. Lin Mo took the shattered void jade, and his soul power probed into it. Sure enough, he saw a corner of an ancient rune sealed inside. The ancient rune was heavy, and the reason why the shattered void jade could collapse space was all because of this corner of the ancient rune. Lin Mo only glanced at it and felt a burst of stinging pain, and his soul power was rapidly consumed. Except for the corner of the ancient rune in his soul, he couldn't touch other ancient runes yet. Compared to this, the corner of the ancient rune in his soul was truly extremely special. In Lin Mo's opinion, this jade slip was extremely valuable. It was a real life-saving treasure. The only drawback was that it could only launch one strike per day. At the same time, in the future, when his realm was sufficient, he could also study the ancient rune inside. "Thank you, Senior." Lin Mo sincerely thanked him. The treasure that Song Jia sent was indeed very precious. Song Jia nodded. "Finally, Venerable Fuxia Diaresis Ing asked me to bring you a message." Lin Mo pricked up his ears. "Please speak, Senior." Chapter 1664. You are Lin Mo. Back in the time formation, Lin Mo was still thinking about what Song Jia had said to him. The words that Venerable Fuxia Diaresis Ing asked Song Jia to bring were also very simple, only one sentence: "The secret realm is very important. If possible, try to clear as many as possible, especially the special secret realms." It was not an order, but more like a discussion. According to Song Jia, he was repeating the original words, and the tone of Venerable Fuxia Diaresis Ing at the time was like this. The Venerable spoke so politely. Combining his contact with Venerable Ha² Sha Diaresis Ing, Lin Mo couldn't help but wonder, are the Venerables all in such good temper? Lin Mo felt a little strange. He didn't seem to know any Venerable Fuxia Diaresis Ing. What kind of figures were the Venerables? There were only a few of them in the entire human race. They were elusive, and ordinary people would never meet them in their lifetime. The only Venerable he had ever dealt with was Venerable Ha² Sha Diaresis Ing. But since it was the Venerable's words, he should listen to them. After all, they were the true top of the human race. Even the Beyond Realm experts had to listen to the Venerable's words, let alone himself. Since Venerable Fuxia Diarasising had said so, then he would clear more secret realms if possible. Of course, he knew that clearing the secret realm was only on the surface. What the human race really needed was the ancient rune after clearing the secret realm. From the big hand condensed by the human emperor network, every time after clearing the secret realm, the big hand would come to grab the ancient rune. The ancient rune was the most important thing. Song Jia returned to the time formation one step ahead of Lin Mo. He strengthened the formation and added suppressing power to the hall. According to him, the yellow sand behemoth was personally killed by him, and the hall was also personally refined by him. Song Jia used the power of rules and easily completed all of this, and then drifted away. The Beyond Realm was like this, rarely appearing in front of people. Those God Kings basically didn't know Song Jia's identity, they only knew that he was a big shot. When Lin Mo returned to the time formation, the several God Venerables looked at Lin Mo in a way that was completely unlike God Venerables looking at God Kings. In their eyes, Lin Mo was no longer a junior, but at least an equal. Maybe, they would have to call Lin Mo, Your Excellency, in the future. After Lin Mo explained his intentions, they led Lin Mo into the hall. Their attitude was as polite as possible. As for those God Kings, they were all shocked to look at Lin Mo, and none of them dared to follow. They knew very well that they were not qualified to talk to Lin Mo. The gap between the two sides was too great, and it could not be measured by realm. Although their cultivation realm was higher than Lin Mo's, when it came to real strength, all of them combined were not enough for Lin Mo to fight. After all, in this world, the biggest fist is the ultimate truth. Especially Luo Feiyu, before he only thought that Lin Mo was a genius. He didn't expect Lin Mo to be so strong. This, junior brother, seemed a little hard to say. Thinking of Lin Moyu's spiritedness, and then thinking of himself, Luo Feiyu's heart sank, and he became even more lonely. Suddenly, Lin Moyu's voice sounded in his ear, Senior Brother Luo, please come to the main hall for a moment. Luo Feiyu was slightly stunned, and then walked into the main hall. In the main hall, the God Sovereigns had already left, leaving only Jian Shen. After a great battle, the God Sovereigns had consumed a lot of energy and had already gone to rest. God Sovereign Jian Shen is now in charge of the time formation. Lin Moyu stood in front of God Sovereign Jian Shen, appearing very casual, but Luo Feiyu didn't dare to be like that. He respectfully saluted Jian Shen, Junior Luo Feiyu greets Your Excellency. Jian Shen looked Luo Feiyu up and down, you are the eldest son of God Sovereign Luo Hong, right? Luo Feiyu was slightly surprised, do you know my father? A trace of a smile finally appeared on Jian Shen's slightly indifferent face. I once went to the battlefield with your father and can be considered a friend in life and death, but later we each had our own affairs and separated. It's been many years, and to think that Brother Luo's son has grown so big and has become a little God Sovereign. You and Brother Luo looked very similar back then, it's truly nostalgic. I wonder how Brother Luo is doing now. So there was such a story. Luo Feiyu was also clever and immediately changed his tone. Feiyu greets uncle, my father is well now, if uncle has time, you can come to my Luo family for a drink. Jian Shen laughed loudly, good, I will when I have time. Saying that, he looked Luo Feiyu up and down, then looked at Lin Moyu again, little friend Lin, are you really confident? Lin Moyu shook his head, it's hard to say at the moment, but we should always try. Jian Shen nodded, all right, come with me. He walked towards the inside of the main hall, and Lin Moyu signaled Luo Feiyu to follow. A strange look appeared in Luo Feiyu's eyes, wondering what kind of charade Lin Moyu and Jian Shen were playing. It seemed to be related to him. However, the two did not explain, and he could only follow now. Luo Feiyu and Lin Moyu walked side by side, junior brother, so your surname is Lin. Before, he didn't even know Lin Moyu's name, and only found out Lin Moyu's surname when Jian Shen called him little friend Lin just now. Lin Moyu smiled and said, Senior Brother Luo, please don't blame me, my name attracts some unnecessary trouble, so I deliberately hid it. Saying that, he removed the information hiding of the Human Emperor Network, allowing Luo Feiyu to see his name. Lin Moyu, you are Lin Moyu. Luo Feiyu couldn't help but let out a strange cry. His eyes widened, completely in disbelief. Recently, Lin Moyu's reputation has been too great. As long as they are people in the God City, there are very few who don't know Lin Moyu. 3 God City announcements in a row, 3 consecutive secret realm clearances, pushed Lin Moyu's reputation to its peak. In Luo Feiyu's memory, this was an achievement that had never been reached. Countless people regard Lin Moyu as a role model. Lin Moyu is currently the most shining star in the God City. Luo Feiyu muttered to himself. It's actually you, no wonder, no wonder. He kept repeating the two words. As for what he was wondering about, only he himself knew. Others thought that Lin Moyu was just a top genius, a good hand at clearing secret realms. Who would have known that Lin Moyu's combat power had reached this point? Faced with a god sovereign, Lin Moyu also has the ability to fight, and even win. With this kind of combat power, clearing the secret realm would naturally be much simpler. Luo Feiyu has been to the secret realm many times, and he knows that in the secret realm, the stronger the combat power, the safer it is. Luo Feiyu looked at Lin Moyu. Junior brother Lin, I feel that everyone has underestimated you. Lin Moyu smiled modestly, just lucky. Luo Feiyu shook his head. It's not as simple as being lucky, strength is strength. Like me, I can't even pass the second stage of the Black Rain secret realm, I can only sink into the Black Sea. But you can successfully clear it, how can this be explained by luck? Junior brother Lin, can you tell me, how exactly do you clear the Black Rain secret realm? Lin Moyu did not refuse and directly told Luo Feiyu the method to clear the Black Rain secret realm. After listening, Luo Feiyu murmured, in that case, I'm still lucky. If I had passed the second stage by chance, I would have inevitably died in the third stage. Facing an ancient rune directly in the third stage, Luo Feiyu's soul would have directly sunk and would never have woken up again. So falling into the Black Sea saved his life instead. At this time, Jian Shen stopped. We're here. A long sealed secret room was opened, and a strange aura rushed out from the secret room. Chapter 1665. No one in the human race has mastered the law of time. This strange aura rushed towards them, containing powerful and strange laws. Luo Feiyu had an indescribable feeling. He felt that everything around him, including himself, had become very chaotic. This chaos was indescribable, but it just made him feel uncomfortable. He couldn't think in this situation, and his thoughts became chaotic along with it. This law can affect little god sovereigns, obviously the law is extremely powerful. He looked at Lin Moyu. Lin Moyu didn't seem to feel anything, there was nothing unusual. While he was looking at Lin Moyu, Jian Shen was also secretly observing Lin Moyu. As a god sovereign, Jian Shen also felt a little uncomfortable under the impact of this aura, but Lin Moyu didn't feel anything at all. He could see that Lin Moyu was not pretending to be calm, but really didn't feel it. From this point, it can be seen that Lin Moyu's soul is even stronger than his own. Jian Shen looked at the secret room and said in a low voice, this is the intersection point of the time formation's laws. Here, time will become chaotic, so it will make people feel uncomfortable. In the time chamber outside, the flow of time will exceed the real world. And in this secret room, the flow of time will be slower than the real world. Making time slower is more difficult than making time faster. In the entire time formation, there is only this one secret room, and the rate can only be 10 times. Staying inside for 1 day, the real world will pass 10 days. Listening to Jian Shen's introduction, Luo Feiyu was a little confused. What's the use of slowing down time? Jian Shen smiled slightly. Let little friend Lin explain. Lin Moyu nodded. Sometimes, the effect of slowing down time is very great. For example, if someone is seriously injured and only has 10 days to live, but the medicine to save him will only arrive in 100 days. As long as he enters here, he can buy more time. Lin Moyu just gave a very small example. Luo Feiyu immediately understood. In that case, it is indeed very useful. Suddenly, he seemed to have thought of something, showing surprise, and said, Junior brother Lin, do you want me to go in? Lin Moyu nodded. Senior brother Luo, go inside and wait for me, I'll try to find a way. Lin Moyu didn't guarantee anything, just said he would try. In case he gave Luo Feiyu hope, but it didn't work out in the end, it would cause even greater damage. Luo Feiyu understood Lin Moyu's meaning. Thank you, junior brother Lin, anyway, I'm already like this, how much worse can it get? After being tortured for so long, Luo Feiyu had already figured it out. Just like he said, at worst, his realm would regress and he would become an ordinary god king, at least he could drink fine wine for thousands of years. Not everyone in the great world can become a god sovereign. Among countless cultivators, only a few can truly reach the god sovereign realm. If he can't become a god sovereign, then it's destined. Luo Feiyu was originally an extremely firm and unrestrained person, but the illusion of the Black Sea was too overbearing. Lifetimes of sinking have become the deepest subconscious of Luo Feiyu's soul. Whenever Luo Feiyu is about to break through, these subconsciousnesses will turn into inner demons, causing Luo Feiyu to fail to break through. Over time, Luo Feiyu's state of mind was greatly damaged, his confidence was greatly damaged, and there was no hope of breaking through. Moreover, because his state of mind was damaged, he couldn't even maintain his minor god-sovereign realm. As a god-sovereign, Jian Shen could naturally see that Luo Feiyu's condition was not good. But he was also powerless to help. Jian Shen said, "Go to the secret chamber for a while and wait for us to call you. It might be a little uncomfortable in the secret chamber, and it will take you some time to adjust." Luo Feiyu nodded and bowed to Lin Mo and Jian Shen again. "Thank you, junior brother Lin, thank you, uncle." With that, he strode into the secret chamber, and the door of the secret chamber closed behind him. The flow of time in the secret chamber slowed down, and even Luo Feiyu's movements became extremely slow. But his consciousness and thoughts did not change at all, everything was as it was. As a result, there was a great sense of disharmony. Often, when the consciousness issued a new command, the hands and feet could not keep up at all. This feeling of discomfort and powerlessness made Luo Feiyu feel lost. He could only slow down his thinking and slow everything down. To completely quiet his heart, he came to the center of the secret chamber, slowly sat down, and began to meditate. Outside the secret chamber, Jian Shen looked at Lin Mo. "Little friend Lin, how did you know that there would be a secret chamber to slow down the flow of time in the time array?" Lin Mo smiled slightly. "Would you believe me if I said I saw it?" Jian Shen laughed loudly. "I believe it. With little friend Lin's talent, it's not surprising that you could see it." Lin Mo had indeed seen it. He had observed the time array in the main hall before and knew that the time array also had two sides, a front and a back. The surface is to accelerate time, and the interior must be to decelerate time. Only in this way can the entire array maintain balance. Being able to use the stone of time to set up the time array is already very remarkable. However, it also shows that no one in the human race has mastered the law of time. If someone truly mastered the law of time, it would not be so troublesome. They could directly use the law of time to set up an array that accelerates time, which would not be difficult. There would be no need to set the array to have two sides, a front and a back, in order to maintain balance. Even the stone of time could be saved. Jian Shen led Lin Mo to the back of the main hall. Behind the main hall, there was a garden of considerable size. 3 time chambers were set up in the garden. These 3 time chambers were also located in the center of the array, and they were the core center of the time array. Jian Shen explained, "The time inside these 3 time chambers can be accelerated to 200 times, but the distortion it causes to the law is equal to the 100-fold acceleration of other time chambers. In other words, cultivating in these 3 time chambers can save half the time compared to other time chambers. The faster the time acceleration, the greater the distortion effect on the laws of reality. After the time acceleration exceeds 100 times, the speed of comprehending the laws has been greatly reduced. Unless you abandon the real world and go to the human emperor's cultivation field controlled by the human emperor's network, you can enjoy the time acceleration without being affected by the cultivation laws. However, the cost of the human emperor's cultivation field is too expensive, and ordinary cultivators will only go there in times of need. If you stay there all year round, no one can afford the consumption. The 3 time chambers in the main hall are not open to the public on weekdays. These are time chambers exclusively for the God Sovereign. This time, it is an exception to open it to Lin Mo. Jian Shen opened one of the time chambers for Lin Mo. "Little friend Lin, the time acceleration inside is 200 times. I don't recommend you stay inside for too long. The faster the time acceleration, the greater the pressure on the soul. Staying for a long time is harmful to the soul. How long you can stay depends on the person. The stronger the soul, the longer you can stay." Lin Mo understood Jian Shen's good intentions. "Thank you, God Sovereign Jian, I will pay attention to moderation." Jian Shen cupped his hands. "Then I wish little friend Lin good luck." Chapter 1666. Sooner or later crossing the galaxy, setting foot on the other shore. The door closed behind Lin Mo, and the originally dark time chamber lit up. Streams of power belonging to the law of time rose from the ground, and runes appeared on the ground. These runes formed an array, guiding the power of the stone of time. The Stone of Time contains the law of time, and only with it as the center of the array can the time array be set up. In addition to the Stone of Time, a huge amount of power is needed to drive the array. Most of the time arrays use the power of the stars. But this is not the case here. Song Jia, a big shot in the other shore realm, used the heart of the yellow sand beast as the source of power for the array. As a result, the array was also mixed with the power of the yellow sand beast. Lin Mo could clearly feel that in the law of time, there were also a large number of earth and stone laws. Cultivating earth and stone laws here would be more efficient than other laws. Lin Mo did not want to comprehend any laws. He was going to study the ancient runes in his soul world. The ancient runes were very special. Other ancient runes could not even be looked at, but this corner of the ancient rune could not only be looked at and touched, but it also actively entered his soul. Lin Mo even suspected that this corner of the ancient rune had its own consciousness. The ancient rune was very strong, there was no doubt about that. Like magic weapons, it was not impossible for them to develop consciousness over countless years. But after entering his soul world, Lin Mo did not feel any spirituality from it. Once spirituality was produced, it would be almost impossible to hide it. What's more, this was his soul world, his home field. So Lin Mo was 100% sure that this corner of the ancient rune had not developed spirituality and would not pose a threat to him. Now what he had to do was master it. Mastering the ancient rune, even if it was only a corner, could greatly improve his strength. And he could also treat Luo Feiyu along the way. The soul formally contacted the ancient rune, feeling the pulse in the ancient rune, and comprehending the mystery in it. The ancient rune was extremely complex. A corner of the ancient rune was enough to evolve a secret realm and evolve its own rules. Its complexity far exceeded that of advanced runes. Lin Mo analyzed it little by little, comprehended it little by little, and gradually understood the essence of the ancient rune. Time was constantly accelerating. Every day that passed outside, 200 days passed for Lin Mo in the time chamber. Lin Mo's progress at the beginning was extremely slow. The ancient rune was too complex. In the first 100 days, the harvest was minimal. Apart from some occasional insights, there was nothing else. The door of the ancient rune was tightly closed to Lin Mo, and there was no way to get in. After 100 days, Lin Mo stopped guarding the ancient rune and instead took out a rune language and continued to study the runes recorded in it. The stones from other mountains can be used to attack jade. By studying a rune language, it may be possible to pry open the door of the ancient rune. Under the 200-fold time acceleration, the law was distorted, and the difficulty of learning the law increased a lot. But it had no effect on the runes. Lin Mo was still able to learn the runes with extremely high efficiency. The general outline runes in a rune language were gradually mastered, and these runes were gradually disassembled into lower-level advanced runes. Lin Mo's learning speed was very fast. Now his understanding of runes had reached a new level. A general outline rune could be mastered in just 1 or 2 days. Then it would be disassembled, and it would take up to a month to completely disassemble a general outline rune. Each general outline rune could be disassembled into 36 advanced runes. As long as one less rune was disassembled, it meant that he had not completely mastered it. Lin Mo would not allow this to happen. Either he would not learn, or he would learn to the extreme. The yellow sand planet has completely returned to peace. After the previous beast tide, the number of sand beasts in the entire star system has decreased significantly. The entire star system has been quiet recently. The army has temporarily controlled the star system, prohibiting external cultivators from entering. Even the cultivators who were previously in the time chamber have been expelled one by one. Now, in the time chamber, besides a few divine venerables guarding the place, there are only Lin Moyu and Luo Feiyu. The two are unaware of what is happening outside, each immersed in their own world. Lin Moyu is studying runes, while Luo Feiyu is trying to calm himself down. In the blink of an eye, 40 days have passed. Lin Moyu has spent a full 8,000 days in the time chamber. Over 20 years, he has finally mastered the entire book of runes. During the learning process, that inexplicable sense of familiarity arose again. This familiarity was very strange, indescribable, coming somewhat inexplicably, and without a trace. He simply ignored it. Since it wanted to come, let it come. Closing a rune language, Lin Moyu closed his eyes and spoke, 1,800 basic runes. 6,480 advanced runes. 180 general outline runes. No matter how complex the ancient runes are, they are inseparable from their origin. In fact, they are all composed of basic runes and advanced runes. Lin Moyu seemed to have some understanding of the essence of ancient runes. No matter how complex the ancient runes are, their root is still basic runes and advanced runes. From this point of view, ancient runes can also be disassembled into countless advanced runes and basic runes. Lin Moyu, with a new understanding, began to study the ancient runes in the soul world again. This time, he wanted to open the door to the world of ancient runes. Even if he couldn't stride in, he would take a look at the world inside. The eye of the soul opened, carrying the power of the other shore realm, constantly scanning the ancient runes. This is just a corner of the ancient runes, not complete. Lin Moyu first found the break, starting from here, analyzing it bit by bit. Soul power wrapped the ancient runes, attempting to find a gap to drill into. Soul power began to consume rapidly. The talent giant tree swayed non-stop, constantly providing Lin Moyu with enough soul power. If it were someone else, their soul power would be exhausted in no time, and the recovery speed would be very slow. But as long as Lin Moyu controlled the degree, maintaining a balance between consumption and supply, he could continue to study constantly. 10 more days passed, and finally there was a clue. Lin Moyu successfully extracted an advanced rune from this incomplete corner of the ancient runes. An advanced rune that targets the soul and can create illusions. Lin Moyu was overjoyed. He knew that the door to the ancient runes had been opened by a crack. In the main hall, several divine venerables had recovered. They guarded the time array, mainly to prevent the yellow sand beast from resurrecting. Usually, they had to regularly control the formation to put pressure on the heart of the yellow sand beast. Now that the formation was strengthened and the suppression power became stronger, they became free instead. Several divine venerables had recovered from the previous battle, and now they were gathered in the main hall, drinking and chatting together. A divine venerable sat on the ground without any decorum, throwing a piece of unknown beast meat into his mouth, while vaguely saying, "Little friend Lin has been in there for over 100 days, right?" Jian Shen took a sip of wine and said in a low voice, 132 days to be exact. Goodness, it's been 132 days, little friend Lin's soul is really strong. Stronger than us. I can stay inside for 100 days at most. Being able to stay for 100 days is already remarkable. Time acceleration puts pressure on the soul, especially 200 times acceleration, it puts a lot of pressure on the soul. I guess little friend Lin's soul has at least reached the peak of the 4th grade. That's right, at least the peak of the 4th grade, but it may also be Jade soul generating purple, otherwise the adults would not be so polite to him. The adults clearly feel that little friend Lin will be like him in the future, crossing the galaxy and setting foot on the other shore. With little friend Lin's ability, reaching the other shore should not be difficult. Suddenly several people turned their heads to look. Lin Moyu was walking from behind the hall. Chapter 1667. Reliving the illusion, no destruction, no construction. 132 days in reality, 26,400 days in the time chamber, a full 72 years. This was the longest time Lin Moyu had cultivated since he began cultivating. But for the divine venerables present, a mere few decades was nothing at all. They had all experienced hundreds of years of seclusion. Cultivation knows no years, it was not just talk. When they looked at Lin Moyu, their faces were full of surprise. At this time, Lin Moyu exuded an unspeakable temperament all over his body. Ancient, noble, mysterious. A faint pressure was emitted casually, as if facing an abyss. Several divine venerables had the same feeling as if they were facing a powerhouse in the other shore realm. But Lin Moyu was clearly only a divine king. Divine king 6th order. He was divine king 5th order when he entered, and now he has reached divine king 6th order. After reaching the divine king realm, it is normal for ordinary cultivators to improve by 1 order in a few hundred years. Only a genius like Lin Moyu could improve by 1 order in a few decades. Junior Lin Moyu, greetings to all seniors. Lin Moyu cupped his hands towards the people and saluted. Several people quickly returned the salute. Little friend Lin, there is no need to be so polite. Congratulations to little friend Lin for gaining something and improving his realm. Congratulations to little friend Lin for greatly improving his cultivation. Several divine venerables were unusually polite, and they all congratulated Lin Moyu. They only knew that Lin Moyu's cultivation had improved, but they didn't know that the improvement of cultivation was not a gain for Lin Moyu at all. The real gain was far more than that. Lin Moyu looked at Jian Shen. Senior Jian, I think I can try to help Senior Brother Luo, please trouble Senior to open the door for me. Jian Shen immediately got up. Okay, I'll open the door. He and Lin Moyu left together and disappeared from sight. The remaining divine venerables looked at each other. I take back what I said before, little friend Lin's soul must have already produced jade soul generating purple, and there will be no problem in achieving the other shore in the future. Goodness, when I looked at little friend Lin just now, it was like seeing an adult. What geniuses outside, compared with little friend Lin, are all bullshit. The difference is too far. I have lived for thousands of years, and I have never seen such a genius. Even Xiao Sheng is far inferior to little friend Lin. What are thousands of years? There has not been such a genius like little friend Lin in 10,000 years. It is really the fortune of our human race. ... In front of the secret room, Jian Shen opened the door. The chaotic aura of the law of time rushed towards him again. Jian Shen frowned slightly as before, he didn't like this aura. Lin Moyu was still motionless, without even a little expression. But in Jian Shen's eyes, this time Lin Moyu was still different from the last time. That aura belonging to the law of time actually bypassed Lin Moyu on its own. More accurately, it was as if an invisible force around Lin Moyu blocked the aura of the law. This was the aura of the law of time, yet it could be influenced. Jian Shen knew he couldn't do that. In his eyes, Lin Moyu seemed even more mysterious. Inside the secret chamber, Luo Feiyu sat upright. He seemed to be in a meditative state, appearing very calm. But that wasn't the case, his aura was still unstable. Slowing down the passage of time could only delay the worsening of his condition, not cure him. However, there was a benefit. With everything slowed down here, Luo Feiyu's anxiety seemed to have diminished considerably. Senior Brother Luo, Lin Moyu's voice entered the secret chamber, and it took several seconds for Luo Feiyu to react. Inside the secret chamber, everything was slowed down. The expression on Luo Feiyu's face changed slowly, and then he slowly stood up. Lin Moyu watched this situation with a strange sense of amusement. It was like using a curse in a small world to slow down an enemy. Luo Feiyu moved in slow motion, taking several times longer than usual to slowly rise, slowly lift his leg, and step out of the secret chamber. When he left the secret chamber, his whole body shuddered, and his movements suddenly sped up. If Luo Feiyu hadn't reacted quickly enough, he would have definitely fallen flat on his face. He lunged forward 2 steps, and his body instantly floated into the air, finally stabilizing. Lin Moyu sized up Luo Feiyu. It seems Senior Brother Luo has been doing well these past few days. Luo Feiyu smiled. Everything is slow here, but my thoughts remain unchanged. As I went from slow to fast, I reflected on my life and realized that what I've done in this lifetime can be considered commendable. To the family, neither good nor bad, neither a genius nor a fool. To the human race, neither meritorious nor blameworthy, neither making outstanding contributions nor tarnishing the race's name. At least I've been on the battlefield and killed enemies. Even if my realm falls in the future and I can't achieve godhood, at least I can say I've lived this life with a clear conscience. In the millennia to come, I'll keep company with wine, which is also a good thing. Luo Feiyu spoke very freely, as if he had figured everything out. Lin Moyu followed Luo Feiyu's words and laughed. It seems Senior Brother Luo is ready. In that case, I won't gamble. Luo Feiyu was stunned, staring at Lin Moyu with wide eyes. Junior Brother Lin, are you saying you have a way? Lin Moyu gave an ambiguous hum. I originally had a way, but I only have a 50–60% chance of success. It might work, or it might make Luo Feiyu's state of mind even worse. It's a gamble. But since Senior Brother Luo has already figured it out, I won't gamble. Luo Feiyu quickly grabbed Lin Moyu, saying urgently, don't. A 50–60% chance is already very high, it's definitely worth a gamble. What if we win the gamble? I was just talking earlier. Anyway, I won't die even if it gets worse, right? No, even if I have to die, I'm going to gamble. Luo Feiyu's eyes became firm. How could someone who had cultivated to the minor god realm give up so easily? What he said earlier was just a helpless remark. Of course, Lin Moyu understood this, he was just joking with Luo Feiyu. Senior, could you arrange a quiet room for us? Jian Shen naturally agreed to Lin Moyu's small request. The palace had plenty of quiet rooms. Arriving at the nearest quiet room, Jian Shen left, leaving only Lin Moyu and Luo Feiyu in the room. Luo Feiyu asked, "What method does junior brother Lin plan to use?" Lin Moyu said softly, "No destruction, no construction. Senior brother Luo, do you dare to try? No destruction, no construction." Luo Feiyu was somewhat puzzled, not understanding how to destroy, and how to construct. Lin Moyu conjured a drop of black water at his fingertip. "I want senior brother Luo to re-experience the illusion from back then. The difference is that senior brother Luo passively entered in the Black Sea, while this time, you'll actively enter in a conscious state. Enter the illusion, make up for the regrets, and senior brother Luo can also use this to complete his state of mind." Luo Feiyu's mental wound came from the Black Sea, from the illusions of lifetimes. So now, he would re-experience the illusions and make up for all the regrets of those lifetimes. Lin Moyu wasn't worried about whether the illusions would be the same, because the illusions had become Luo Feiyu's subconscious and his instinct. Entering again would inevitably lead to the original illusions. But there was also a possibility that Luo Feiyu would still return with regrets after the second entry. This would make his state of mind even more collapsed. So this was a gamble, and the decision of victory or defeat lay with Luo Feiyu. Lin Moyu looked at him, "Senior brother Luo, what do you say?" Luo Feiyu didn't hesitate much, "Let's do it. I also want to see what kind of illusion I entered back then." Chapter 1668. Analyzing Ancient Runes, Manipulating Ancient Runes. At Lin Moyu's fingertip, a drop of jet black water condensed. It looked no different from the black water of the Black Rain secret realm. But if one carefully distinguished it, they would find that the drop of water at Lin Moyu's fingertip was even more profoundly black. This drop of water was like a condensed river and lake. Once dispersed, it could immediately transform into rivers and seas. The black water slowly floated up and came before Luo Feiyu. The black water seemed to exude boundless charm, immediately attracting Luo Feiyu's attention. Luo Feiyu's eyes could no longer leave the black water, and gradually, his eyes lost focus. The black water emitted a fascinating magic, making it impossible to escape. Lin Moyu's voice came faintly, "Senior brother Luo, have you really decided?" Luo Feiyu's eyes had already lost focus and had even lost the ability to answer. He just nodded instinctively. This was a subconscious answer. This was the effect that Lin Moyu wanted, to stir the subconscious and allow Luo Feiyu to experience the illusion again. With a light flick of his finger, the black water transformed into a stream of light and entered Luo Feiyu's forehead. Bang! Luo Feiyu fell straight to the ground, as if he were dead. The black water exploded in his soul world, transforming into a black sea, instantly swallowing the entire soul. As in the past, layers of illusions replayed in Luo Feiyu's soul world. Lin Moyu sat down to the side and said softly, "Senior brother Luo, it's up to you now." Lin Moyu had already done what he could. Re-experiencing the illusions and repairing the Tao heart was something only Luo Feiyu could do for himself. Consciousness returned to the soul world, seeing the new guest in the soul world. A corner of a rune was shining brightly. In the time chamber, Lin Moyu had been exploring and researching it for so many years. The complexity of the ancient rune completely exceeded his imagination. Lin Moyu felt that he had underestimated it. This was especially true after disassembling the first higher rune. At that time, his mood was very good, thinking that the door to the ancient rune had opened a crack, but later he realized that it was only a crack. After opening this crack, he could no longer push it open. The gate of the ancient rune was extremely sturdy, making it incredibly difficult to shake. He continued to research and disassemble it day after day. He used all the rune knowledge he had mastered. Again and again he tried, again and again he analyzed. He had lost count of how many times he had analyzed and how many times he had tried. Almost all attempts ended in failure, striking him down time and time again. During occasional breaks, Lin Moyu would mock himself for being too ambitious. Clearly, he was only a god king, yet he was trying to analyze ancient runes. The difference was too great. But he was unwilling to give up. Unconsciously, his stubbornness surged up. Just like before, when he had Antares kill him repeatedly, and through countless deaths, he had forcibly transformed all his spells into stellar-level spells. He wasn't afraid of death, so how could he be afraid of failure? Gradually, Lin Moyu's Tao heart became more and more firm, and his confidence was replenished. He didn't know when it started, but that inexplicable sense of familiarity reappeared. He was really startled at the time, wondering when he had come into contact with ancient runes. Why would he feel familiar with ancient runes, as if he had seen them somewhere, or even drawn them himself? But in his memory, there was no such thing. Lin Moyu stopped thinking about it when he couldn't figure it out, but after the inexplicable sense of familiarity appeared, Lin Moyu suddenly found that the ancient runes seemed to have become simpler. He easily disassembled some more advanced runes, and the gap to the gate of the ancient runes widened a little. Lin Moyu remembered very clearly that the first time that sense of familiarity appeared was when he was observing the soulfire runes in the 4-star region competition. Since that sense of familiarity appeared, he had a natural touch for runes. Learning them became extremely easy and effortless. Runes that others would take decades or hundreds of years to learn, he could completely master in just a few dozen days, or even a few days. A book of Runesa was enough for most rune masters to study for a lifetime, but in front of him, it was so easily mastered. Lin Moyu couldn't offer any explanation for this. Later, for a long time, Lin Moyu's disassembly of ancient runes became smooth, and he even had a sense of ease. Lin Moyu also discovered the clues of the ancient runes. Ancient runes are composed of countless advanced runes and basic runes. Even if it is only a corner of an ancient rune, the advanced runes that make it up may exceed 1,000, and the basic runes may be as many as tens of thousands. These runes overlap each other, forming an incredibly complex three-dimensional structure. Not only that, these runes are also linked together in the form of rune arrays, eventually forming ancient runes. Ancient runes caused a qualitative change, jumping out of the laws, and from then on possessing the power of rules. It is also because there are so many runes as support that even if only a corner of the ancient rune is left, or only a fragment is left, it can still play a powerful role. Because inside it, there are still a large number of runes. During the analysis process, Lin Moyu finally understood some of the fundamental principles of ancient runes. With his ability, it was impossible to draw ancient runes. The most basic requirement for drawing ancient runes is to master the power of rules. That was a beyond realm thing, and it had nothing to do with him. Lin Moyu deeply understood this, so he never expected that he could draw ancient runes now. Being able to manipulate a corner of the ancient rune was already a very good result. Lin Moyu gradually understood the role of this corner of the ancient rune. This corner of the ancient rune is one of the cores of a complete ancient rune. A complete ancient rune often has multiple cores. Its role is virtualization, which is to create illusions, making people unable to distinguish between reality and falsehood. In battle, if it plays a role, it can instantly drag the enemy into an illusion, making them unable to extricate themselves. But because it has to connect illusion and reality, it has yin and yang sides. It can constantly switch between reality and illusion. So when it evolved into a secret realm, it formed the Black Rain secret realm. There are also yin and yang sides inside, with both reality and illusion. However, illusion still dominates, and its most important power is illusion. It is also because it is in illusion that he can look directly at it. As for why it would actively enter his soul world, Lin Moyu never got an answer. After decades of unremitting efforts, he can finally perform some simple manipulations on this corner of the ancient rune. For example, using the ancient rune, he can condense a substance similar to black water. Black water can make people fall into illusions and be unable to extricate themselves. In Lin Moyu's observation, the black water he created through the ancient runes can affect god sovereigns below the 6th order. Only those high-level god sovereigns above the 6th order will not be affected. If you add the power of faith, the role of black water can be further expanded. This alone has greatly improved his combat power. At least when facing cultivators of the God Sovereign 6th Order, he doesn't need to work hard anymore. There are more ways to deal with the enemy. While Luo Feiyu was experiencing the illusion, Lin Moyu reviewed the results of his 70 years of cultivation. Overall, the effect was very good, and he was very satisfied. Chapter 1669, Special Secret Realm, Exploding Ancient Runes. Luo Feiyu frowned and rejoiced from time to time. His soul was experiencing illusions, and the emotions in the illusions were occasionally reflected on his face. Lin Moyu found that Luo Feiyu's expression was mainly joyful. Luo Feiyu's aura was becoming stable, which also meant that his state of mind was improving. There is still an essential difference between passively entering an illusion and actively entering an illusion. The difference lies in the different control. Once Luo Feiyu, a small god sovereign, actively controls the illusion, even if he is just an ordinary person in the illusion, he can change his fate against the sky and turn the tables against the wind. As Luo Feiyu's aura became more and more stable, Lin Moyu knew that he didn't need to worry about him anymore. Luo Feiyu won the bet, and he regained his cultivation path. This time, not only Luo Feiyu won, but Lin Moyu also won. Black water was created by him manipulating ancient runes, and the effect was very good. From now on, you will be called the Black Water Rune. One day, I will restore you to your complete state. Lin Moyu said silently in his heart, word by word, firmly and forcefully. Luo Feiyu still needs some time to recover. Lin Moyu's heart moved, and his consciousness entered the Human Emperor network. He teleported directly to the small courtyard of the Secret Realm Strategy Group, looking at the flowers and plants inside and outside the courtyard. Each flower and each plant was different. For every member of the Secret Realm Strategy Group who died, there would be an extra different flower or plant here. Lin Moyu sighed softly. He didn't want to be one of them. Entering it, there was no one in the courtyard of the Secret Realm Strategy Group. Lin Moyu said loudly in the courtyard, "Register the strategy." The Human Emperor Network immediately responded, and a blank book appeared in front of Lin Moyu. He only needed to write the strategy on it with his thoughts. The clearance strategy was not complicated. Lin Moyu had already written the complete Secret Realm strategy in just 2 minutes. The strategy quickly passed the verification of the Human Emperor Network, and at the same time, Lin Moyu also received a reminder from the Human Emperor Network. Congratulations on becoming a 3rd-tier member of the Secret Realm Strategy Group. All Secret Realm information in the primary area has been open to you. Some Secret Realm information in the intermediate area has been open to you. Specific information can be viewed by yourself. He was promoted to a 3rd-tier member, and his authority was a little greater. All the Secret Realm information in the primary area of the God City Star Territory can be freely viewed. There are 5,688 Secret Realms in the primary area, 162 of which have been cleared, leaving 5,526 Secret Realms. Information on some Secret Realms in the intermediate area has also been opened. The intermediate area has a total of 722 Secret Realms, but information on only 10 of them is available to me. To view more information about the Secret Realms in the intermediate area, I need to raise my level to Tier 4. The requirements for reaching Tier 4 are also clearly stated, with 3 methods. Clear 1 Secret Realm in the intermediate area, or clear 2 more Secret Realms in the primary area. Alternatively, provide a large amount of Secret Realm information. Of course, it must be information that no one else has provided, and it cannot be duplicated. Choose one of the 3 requirements. As long as you achieve one, you can complete the promotion. If you want to advance from Tier 4 to Tier 5, there are also the same 3 methods. Clear 1 Secret Realm in the intermediate area, or 4 Secret Realms in the primary area. Alternatively, you can use a large amount of information, but it requires information on intermediate Secret Realms. Primary level information is useless. Lin Mo knew that no one would choose to clear 4 primary level Secret Realms. Compared to the intermediate level Secret Realms, the primary level Secret Realms are much safer. The main reason is not the danger, but because cultivators who have reached Tier 4 are basically at the God Emperor realm. Most of the Secret Realms in the primary area cannot be entered by those above the God Emperor realm. So this is unavoidable, one can only choose the intermediate level Secret Realms. But the intermediate level Secret Realms are too dangerous and too difficult, most people cannot pass them. Generally, people choose to accumulate a large amount of Secret Realm strategy information and slowly raise their level. Lin Mo thought of what symbol Saint Venerable had said. He wanted to see information about special Secret Realms. Song Jia did not explain much. It was also the first time he had heard of such a secret realm and was very curious. A secret realm that the Saint Venerable considers important is obviously not simple. Lin Mo quickly found relevant information. There were 6 special secret realms in total, 3 in the primary area, 2 in the intermediate area, and 1 in the advanced area. Their locations were very peculiar, forming a triangular distribution. The one in the advanced area was at the top of the triangle, and the 3 in the primary area were at the bottom. Looking at the marks in the information, Lin Mo vaguely sensed something strange. The map of the entire Divine City Star region appeared in his mind, with star systems densely packed and secret realms shining. He blocked all the star systems inside, leaving only the secret realms. Then he released the locations of the 6 special secret realms within it. Lin Mo suddenly discovered that all the secret realms combined together formed a rune, an ancient rune. Combining this with the scene he saw in the Black Rain secret realm, runes exploding and secret realms evolving, Lin Mo completely understood that all the secret realms were actually the result of a complete ancient rune exploding. Although the ancient rune had exploded, turning into thousands of fragments, they still followed certain rules. In the vast divine city star region, they maintained a certain distance. From a macroscopic perspective, one could still discern that this was an ancient rune. If one could clear every secret realm and obtain all the ancient runes inside, one could restore a complete and powerful ancient rune. It was difficult to estimate how powerful this ancient rune would be. Lin Mo guessed that it would definitely surpass the other shore realm. It might even be stronger than a Saint Venerable. Could this be the reason why I need to clear more secret realms? Symbol Saint Venerable must have a deep understanding of ancient runes, perhaps he wants to restore this ancient rune. Lin Mo felt that this was very likely. Experts in the other shore realm would not do meaningless things. Judging from the locations of the special secret realms, they should be one of the cores of the ancient rune. The ancient rune in the Black Rain secret realm is also one of the cores, but it has not become a special secret realm. It should be that the completeness of the ancient rune is different. Although the Black Water rune is also a core, it has been too severely damaged, so it eventually evolved into an ordinary secret realm. I could obtain the Black Water rune. Does this also mean that I can obtain the other core parts as well? If that's the case, then the special secret realms are a must-go. Moreover, there are more than just these few cores. Lin Mo deduced the ancient rune in his mind. Using the location of the Black Rain secret realm, combined with the locations of the special secret realms, he quickly deduced other secret realms that might contain core runes. He marked these secret realms one by one, and these would be the secret realms that Lin Mo would prioritize clearing. After obtaining the Black Water rune, Lin Mo's curiosity about the ancient rune reached its peak. Lin Mo continued to check the information on the special secret realms and quickly learned what made them so special. A dozen minutes later, his ears twitched slightly, and he heard some movement. Luo Feiyu woke up. Chapter 1670. Luo Feiyu's Stone. Luo Feiyu seemed to have had a great sleep, and his entire spirit had changed. His state of mind had recovered, his aura had become stable, and his originally broken path of cultivation had been rebuilt, even stronger than before. No destruction, no construction. After this tribulation, Luo Feiyu's Tao heart had surpassed its former self. Although his cultivation level had declined somewhat over the years due to mental torment, it was not important. His future was now bright, far surpassing his past. Congratulations, senior brother Luo, for breaking through and establishing, stabilizing your Tao heart, and breaking through to God Emperor is just around the corner. Hearing Lin Mo's congratulations, Luo Feiyu was also extremely happy at this moment. He almost knelt down and kowtowed to Lin Mo. Lin Mo had truly saved him, and it was no different from saving his life. Luo Feiyu said, "If junior brother Lin has any instructions in the future, just say the word, and Luo will not refuse even if it means death." Lin Mo smiled and said, "Senior brother Luo, you are being too serious." The two left the quiet room. Jian Shen had already left and was not outside. The two walked back to the front hall of the main hall and saw several God Emperors. The gazes of the God Emperors swept over, with slight surprise. They already knew about Luo Feiyu's situation. Damage to the state of mind was the most troublesome, but they did not expect Lin Mo to actually be able to save him. Lin Mo's methods seemed to be even more superb than they had thought. Jian Shen laughed and said, "Congratulations, congratulations. After this battle, nephew's future is limitless. Uncle is too kind. Feiyu is only shallowly talented. Being able to save his life this time is already a great fortune." Luo Feiyu bowed to everyone one by one. "Seniors, if you have time in the future, you can come to my Luo family for a drink. Feiyu will definitely bring out the best wine in the house." The God Emperors also smiled and agreed one by one. A God Emperor said to Lin Mo, "Little friend Lin is truly skilled. Even damage to the state of mind can be repaired. This old man admires you." Soul injuries and damage to the state of mind are the two most troublesome types of injuries. Little friend Lin is very capable. Little friend Lin is indeed a genius who appears once every 10,000 years. This old man has only seen such a person in his life and cannot help but admire him. Each of the god emperors was very polite to Lin Mo, and even somewhat flattering. They all believed that Lin Mo would definitely surpass the god emperor in the future and reach that elusive realm. When they saw Lin Mo at that time, they would have to call him Lord. If they did not say a few good words now to get closer, there would be no place to do so in the future. Outside the formation, yellow sand filled the sky. Lin Mo and Luo Feiyu were flying in the yellow sand, heading towards the teleportation array. They were not flying fast and were not in a hurry. Luo Feiyu's eyes contained a smile, and he did not know how many times he had said thank you. Originally, Lin Mo wanted to go to another star system, where there was a secret realm that he had chosen, a secret realm that might contain a core ancient rune. However, Luo Feiyu insisted on taking Lin Mo back to the Luo family, saying that he had something to give to Lin Mo. As for what it was, Luo Feiyu couldn't say for sure, only that it was something very special. This thing couldn't be stored in a storage space and wasn't convenient to carry around, so Luo Feiyu had always kept it at home. He had also shown it to the elders in his family, but none of them could identify what it was. The rank 6 god Venerable expert of the Luo family couldn't damage it in the slightest, even when using his full power. They had also tried refining it, attempting to turn it into a magical treasure, but they failed as well. From this, it was clear that this wasn't an item of particularly high grade. The Luo family didn't know how to use it, but they didn't think about selling it either. Because Luo Feiyu had found this thing, it was ultimately left to Luo Feiyu to handle. The two once again boarded the teleportation array, returning to the number 13,283 star system and Luo Feiyu's courtyard. In a corner of the courtyard, there was a small house. This was the quiet room that Luo Feiyu usually used for cultivation. The arrangement in the quiet room was very simple, with only a prayer mat and a small table. However, Lin Mo Yu could see that there was a formation set up in the quiet room, which could, to some extent, make the laws manifest, which was helpful for cultivation. In a corner of the quiet room, a black stone stood there. The stone was about half a meter high and about 10 centimeters wide, with smooth edges and obvious cutting marks. Lin Mo Yu's pupils shrank slightly, revealing a hint of shock. It's it. Entering the quiet room, he reached out and touched the black stone. It really is it. Sure enough, it was the same as the black stones in the mysterious manner in the ancient tomb. Luo Feiyu asked in surprise, "Junior brother Lin has seen this thing before?" Lin Mo Yu nodded. "I have. I wonder where senior brother Luo obtained it from." Luo Feiyu said, "I once left Divine City and went to the Xuanwu battlefield. At that time, there was a conflict with the experts of the alien race, and after a great battle, this stone was accidentally discovered. Originally, there were many scattered meteorites in the starry sky, and this stone was among them. During the Great Battle, all the other rubble was destroyed, but only it remained intact. From the surface, the black stone had nothing special about it. When mixed with other stones, it was difficult to distinguish it. Its only characteristic was its hardness. It was so hard that even god venerables couldn't hurt it in the slightest, and all kinds of refining methods couldn't do anything about it. At that time, he tried every possible way to bring one back for research. But no matter what he did, he couldn't succeed. He didn't expect to accidentally obtain one now. Luo Feiyu asked, "Junior brother Lin, do you know the use of this stone?" Lin Mo Yu shook his head. "I don't know either, but in ancient times, the experts at that time seemed to use it to build houses." Ah, Luo Feiyu was stunned for a moment. It turned out to be a material for building houses. He knew that Lin Mo Yu wouldn't lie to him. Were people in ancient times so powerful? They actually used this kind of material to build houses. Building houses with such stones was something even god venerables couldn't do. People in ancient times, who knew how strong they were they all beyond god venerables? It was terrifying to think about it. Perhaps, Lin Mo Yu replied casually. He wasn't sure if that was the case. Lin Mo Yu held the stone, and with a slight force, he picked it up. The stone was unexpectedly light. Such a large piece didn't even weigh half a kilogram. Even a 3- or 5-year-old child could lift it. Extremely light, but also extremely strong. Two completely different properties were presented at the same time, which was very strange. Luo Feiyu said, "At that time, I also thought it was very strange. This light stone should be hollow, but it was ridiculously hard." Lin Mo Yu carefully looked at the stone, and at the bottom of the stone, he saw something different. At a corner of the bottom of the stone, it seemed that there had been damage here, but it had been repaired. It didn't feel as smooth as other places when touched. Lin Mo Yu asked, "Senior brother Luo, how many years ago did you get it?" Luo Feiyu roughly calculated, "It's been about 500 years. 500 years, not too long, not too short." Lin Mo Yu pointed to the not-so-smooth place. "Senior brother Luo, take a look here, is it a little different from when you got it?" He knew that Luo Feiyu must have carefully observed it back then, and may have studied it for a period of time, but ultimately gained nothing. The details of the stone must be remembered very clearly. Luo Feiyu carefully looked at the location pointed by Lin Mo Yu, and surprise gradually appeared in his eyes. "It wasn't like this before, I remember, there was a gap here, it should have been cut off." Chapter 1671. So even ancient runes can be simple. Lin Mo was slightly shaken in his heart. The stone from ancient times is indeed related to ancient symbols. Prior to this, there had been some speculation that the stone was both light and hard, two completely different attributes presented simultaneously, which could only mean that its rules had been changed. However, being able to change the rules and maintain them for so many years, one could only think of ancient symbols. Now that he saw it, it was indeed an ancient symbol, which explained everything. The ancient symbol was three-dimensional, and these runes on the surface of the stone were just appearances. These runes extended from the outside to the inside, eventually converging and forming an ancient symbol inside the stone. It was this ancient symbol that turned decay into magic, endowing the stone with various amazing properties. The real power of the black stone was not its own, but the ancient symbol inside. Lin Mo felt that if this ancient symbol was placed on other materials, it might achieve a similar effect. With the essence clarified, the next step was to understand what kind of ancient symbol it was. However, it seemed that the ancient symbol in the black stone should be the simplest kind of ancient symbol. The ancient symbols in the God City Star territory, and the ancient symbols in the severed finger outside the God City, were much more complex. Any secret realm, the corner of the ultimate source of ancient symbols, was more complex than the ancient symbol in the stone in front of him. The two were worlds apart and could not be compared at all. Lin Mo couldn't help but laugh a little at this thought. Am I skipping grades? There is a process to rune learning, step by step. He originally thought that ancient symbols were extremely complex, but now he realized that he was wrong. There are simpler ancient symbols in this world. Starting with complex and high-end ancient symbols from the beginning was like learning advanced mathematics without graduating from elementary school. No wonder it was so difficult. Luo Feiyu returned, bringing back 2 more jars of wine. The 2 jars were much smaller, only 50 pounds each. Luo Feiyu placed the 2 jars of wine on the ground. This is the oldest wine in our Luo family, each jar is over 3,000 years old. But the stock of such wine is not much anymore. I managed to find 2 jars. Lin Mo did not refuse and directly put away the 2 jars of wine. Then I won't be polite. Luo Feiyu quickly waved his hand. You are my savior, what is this little wine worth? In Luo Feiyu's view, a piece of unknown stone and 2 jars of aged wine could not compare to Lin Mo's kindness. But he also understood the principle of knowing when to stop. If he insisted on repaying the favor, it would seem too distant. He treated Lin Mo as a friend, which would be much better. Moreover, that was indeed what he thought in his heart. Lin Mo held the ancient black stone in his hand, his curiosity piqued by the ancient symbols on the stone, and he couldn't wait to study it. Senior brother Luo, could you find me a quiet room? Luo Feiyu immediately pointed to his own quiet room and said, this one is the best, the other quiet rooms are not as good as this one. Lin Mo was not polite and directly stepped into the quiet room. The door of the quiet room closed, and the inner formation began to operate. The formation brought light to the quiet room, which was not dim. Lin Mo opened his eye of the soul and began to study the ancient symbols on the black stone. In the main hall of the Luo family, Luo Feiyu met his father, Luo Hong, the God Venerable Third Order family head of the Luo family. Besides Luo Hong, there was also an old man with an even more profound aura. That was Luo Feiyu's grandfather, Luo Shadian. Luo Shadian had already reached the God Venerable Sixth Order, only 1 step away from the 7th Order. As long as he could reach the 7th Order, the Luo family could enter the intermediate area of the God City and enjoy better resources. The two were very clear about Luo Feiyu's situation, but they were helpless. They had also sought out other God Venerables, and the answers they received were the same. He who tied the bell must untie it. This kind of thing could only rely on Luo Feiyu himself, and others were powerless. They had originally given up hope, but unexpectedly, this time Luo Feiyu broke through and stood up again. Not only did his state of mind recover, but his future path was also bright. Luo Hong asked, did he accept the 2 jars of wine? Luo Feiyu answered honestly, he accepted them. Good, did you mention the use of the 2 jars of wine? Luo Feiyu shook his head, this child feels that there is no need to say more, saying too much would make it seem deliberate. Luo Shadian said, Feiyu is right, there is no need to say it deliberately. He will naturally understand when he drinks the wine in the future. Luo Hong said, the stock of this wine in our Luo family is not much anymore, but being able to befriend a top genius like Lin Mo is worth it. Luo Shadian asked, Feiyu, did you say he saw that stone? Luo Feiyu hummed, junior brother Lin said that this stone is from the ancient period. He had seen it in the battlefield before, but he didn't know what it was for. Luo Shadian whispered, anyway, we have studied it for so many years and haven't figured it out. If he can use it, it can be considered making the most of it. Luo Hong instructed, Feiyu, Lin Mo is a dragon among men and will surely soar into the sky. In the future, you must try your best to befriend him and become friends. Luo Feiyu nodded, I treat people with sincerity, and junior brother Lin also treats me with sincerity. We are already friends. Chapter 1672 Special Secret Realm, Maple Forest Secret Realm. In the quiet room, Lin Mo carefully studied the ancient symbols. Through the eye of the soul, the ancient symbols he could see were only those runes that flowed on the surface of the core ancient symbol. From the runes on the surface, Lin Mo judged that the core ancient symbol should be a relatively simple ancient symbol. But no matter how simple the ancient symbol was, it was still an ancient symbol. When studying it, the power of the soul was rapidly consumed, the speed of consumption was astonishingly fast, even faster than when studying the black water symbol. The talent giant tree fully replenished it, but it was still a bit unable to keep up. The most troublesome thing was not this, but when the study was about to yield some results, Lin Mo suddenly discovered that he was starting to forget. Just like when he first entered the poisonous bee secret realm, the ancient symbol fragments he had seen were completely forgotten after a short time. Now it was the same, the runes on this black stone would also be forgotten and could not be remembered. At this point, Lin Mo had to give up. Realm. With a long sigh, Lin Mo put away the eye of the soul, allowing the consumed soul power to recover naturally. It could be seen that only the black water symbol that actively drilled into his soul was a special existence. Even if he had obtained the black stone from the beginning, it would not have been possible for him to enter the gate of ancient symbols through it. The disassembly and research of the black water symbol was not in vain. Thinking of this, he felt much more balanced. The ancient black stone could not be studied for the time being, only when his realm improved in the future could he do so. He didn't know if God Venerable was enough, if not, he would have to wait until the other shore. This time would be a bit long. If outsiders knew that Lin Mo had such thoughts, they would definitely want to smash him to death with a stick. It takes others hundreds of years, or even thousands of years, to cultivate to the God King. Even if Lin Mo counted the time in the time room, it had only just exceeded 100 years. Others only reach the transcendent God realm after 100 years, but he is already a God King. Saying it out loud would definitely make some people angry. Collecting his mind and no longer aiming too high, Lin Mo decided to go to the secret realm he had marked to see if he could obtain a core ancient symbol like the black water symbol. As soon as this thought arose, a familiar voice suddenly rang in his ears. The Maple Forest Secret Realm will open in 10 days. A Maple Leaf Secret Realm is a special secret realm. If you are interested, you can go after accepting the mission. Lin Mo Yu was slightly stunned, the special secret realm has come so quickly. Symbol Saint Venerable should know that the Maple Leaf Secret Realm will be opened, so he specifically reminded me. Lin Mo Yu has read the information about the special secret realm. In the information, the special secret realm is also known as the 3 High Secret Realm. High risk, high challenge, high reward. The rewards of the special secret realm are very rich, far exceeding ordinary secret realms. However, the risk is also very high. Every time it is opened, a group of people die. But in the face of high rewards, people still rush forward. Every time it is opened, many people want to go in. After Symbol Saint Venerable's words were conveyed, as long as the special secret realm was opened, Lin Mo Yu was originally going to go. As the reminder from the Human Emperor Network arrived, the task information followed closely. A. Divine City Mission. Explore the Maple Leaf Secret Realm. A. Enter the Maple Leaf Secret Realm and collect blood red maple leaves. A. Restriction. Above the 5th level of Divine King and below the 1st level of Divine Venerable can enter. A. Completion condition. Collect 10 blood red maple leaves. A. Task reward. Reward 100 Divine City merits, no penalty for failure. A. Additional reward. For each additional blood red maple leaf, an additional 1 point of Divine City merit will be rewarded, with no upper limit. A. Precautions. The Maple Leaf Secret Realm is a special secret realm with an extremely high level of danger. Please pay attention to the following points. A1. In some areas of the Maple Leaf Secret Realm, the escape talisman cannot be used. Please be careful to stay away from these areas. A2. The beasts in the maple forest contain highly toxic poison. If you are no match, please use the escape talisman as soon as possible. A3. Please prepare antidote pills. If you are poisoned and cannot be expelled, please use the escape talisman as soon as possible. A4. There may be illusions in the Maple Leaf Secret Realm. If you accidentally enter an illusion, please use the escape talisman as soon as possible. A5. If you encounter a walking maple tree, please use the escape talisman as soon as possible. A6. If you hear a talking maple tree, please use the escape talisman as soon as possible. A7. If you see the sky turning blood red, please use the escape talisman as soon as possible. A series of 7 points of attention, except for the first point reminding you to stay away, the other points of attention have the same reminder, reminding you to use the escape talisman as soon as possible. It can be seen from these points of attention how dangerous the Maple Leaf Secret Realm is. Other secret realms would never have this degree of reminder. The human race's high-level officials need to train the human race's cultivators. Some dangers must be experienced by the cultivators themselves so that they can grow in danger. Therefore, the tips given by the Human Emperor Network have always been to the point. Many things need to be comprehended and understood by oneself. Giving detailed reminders on such a large scale indicates that the danger of the secret realm has reached an alarming level. Especially the 4 words, as soon as possible. Lin Mo Yu felt that this was the key point. Maybe delaying it, and then using the escape talisman would be too late. After reading the task information given by the Human Emperor Network, Lin Mo Yu immediately checked the information about the Maple Leaf Secret Realm in the Secret Realm Strategy Group. The Maple Leaf Secret Realm is a special secret realm that opens once every period of time. Its opening time is not fixed. Sometimes it is decades, and sometimes it is hundreds of years. It can only be calculated some time before the secret realm opens. The Human Emperor Network will automatically calculate it, and then release the secret realm task 10 days before it opens. In addition to the unfixed opening time, there is also a point that is completely different from other secret realms. The Maple Leaf Secret Realm is a multi-person secret realm. After entering other secret realms, they are all alone, like a single-player copy. But the Maple Leaf Secret Realm is like a multiplayer copy, everyone is together. But it is different from a multiplayer copy, there is no team mode. Everyone fights on their own, at most there are a few helpers when there is danger. But in fact, it basically can't help much. The Human Emperor Network's several danger points are also written in the Secret Realm Strategy Group's information, and they are written in more detail. There are a large number of poisonous insects and beasts in the maple forest, and all of them are highly poisonous regardless of which type. These poisons are different, some can be resolved and some cannot be resolved, but most of them cannot be resolved. The information only gives 4 words: retreat immediately upon poisoning. As long as you leave the secret realm, the poison will disappear. Once you retreat late, you will die from the poison. Life and death are on the line, grasp it yourself. The same is true for the other points. Whether you accidentally enter an illusion, or encounter walking or talking maple trees, you must retreat immediately. The illusion will make people addicted, at most there are only 10 seconds. If you cannot escape the illusion within 10 seconds, you will be addicted. As for the walking and talking maple trees, they are symbol beasts in the secret realm. These 2 types of symbol beasts are very strong, at least Divine Venerable realm. Except for Divine Venerable who can fight against them, little Divine Venerable is also dead. And some maple trees may be above the 1st level of Divine Venerable. The Human Emperor Network's reminder is correct, escape as soon as possible, otherwise there will be no chance. Only the last point in the information is different from the Human Emperor Network's reminder. When the sky in the secret realm turns blood red, the Human Emperor Network prompts to use the escape talisman as soon as possible. But according to the information, only when the sky in the secret realm turns blood red is it possible to open the second stage. However, this statement has not been confirmed, because the secret realm after turning blood red also becomes extremely dangerous. Several divine venerables in the secret realm strategy group have tried to explore it, but none of them were able to persist. Chapter 1673, Maple Leaf Secret Realm Can Farm Merits. Walking out of the quiet room, he saw Luo Feiyu waiting outside. He seemed a little excited, with a strange light flashing in his eyes. Junior brother Lin, you received the information, right? The Maple Leaf Secret Realm is about to open, Luo Feiyu said first. Lin Moyu was a little strange, I received it. It's just a secret realm. Why is senior brother Luo so excited? Luo Feiyu said, junior brother Lin doesn't know, the Maple Leaf Secret Realm is different from other secret realms. Come, let's talk while drinking. Wine and dishes had already been prepared on the small table in the courtyard. They were still ordinary dishes, and the familiar peanuts were also among them. At the dinner table, Luo Feiyu explained to Lin Moyu with excitement. The Maple Leaf Secret Realm is a good opportunity for us to earn Divine City merits. The mission inside is to collect 10 blood red maple leaves, and the reward is 100 Divine City merits. The mission can only be completed once. The key is in the additional rewards. After completing the mission, each blood red maple leaf collected will be worth 1 point of Divine City merit. There is no upper limit to this. As long as you can collect an additional 10, that is equivalent to completing a mission in an ordinary secret realm. Junior brother Lin, think about it, what a huge fortune this is. Speaking of this, Luo Feiyu suddenly froze. He realized that he had said something wrong. The person in front of him was none other than the terrifying existence who had cleared the secret realm 3 times in a row. Luo Feiyu's voice instantly softened, becoming cautious. Junior brother Lin, can you reveal how many rewards there are for clearing the secret realm? Lin Moyu did not hide anything, around 1,000 points. Different secret realms have differences, but the fluctuations are not large. Luo Feiyu's eyes widened, and he swallowed hard. So much. Lin Moyu nodded and cracked a peanut. Yes, quite a lot. Luo Feiyu calculated and replied with difficulty, then you now have more than 3,000 Divine City merits. Lin Moyu shook his head, more than 5,000. I also obtained some other rewards. Luo Feiyu was completely speechless. My goodness, I have done so many missions and worked so hard for so many years, and I only have more than 7,000 Divine City merits now. Junior brother Lin has only been here for so long, and he already has more than 5,000 Divine City merits. It's really infuriating to compare people. As he spoke, he poured himself a few pounds of wine, and his entire face turned red. Lin Mo asked, tell me more, how do you earn Divine City merits in the Maple Forest Secret Realm? Judging from Luo Feiyu's words, the Maple Forest Secret Realm can be used to farm merits, and the amount is astonishing. But according to the Secret Realm's mission, collecting scarlet maple leaves should not be easy. Even if you can get some extra, it is impossible to farm merits. Luo Feiyu said, it's like this, generally when we enter the Maple Forest Secret Realm, as long as we are not too unlucky, completing the task is not a problem, and we can always get a few extra scarlet maple leaves. Normally speaking, we can get about 14 to 15 scarlet maple leaves. That is to say, each time you can get 14 to 15 Divine City merits, deducting the 5 Divine City merits for the escape talisman, you can still make a net profit of about 10 points. However, it's not always so lucky, sometimes it's more unlucky, and you have to escape as soon as you enter. The Maple Forest Secret Realm will last for 30 days each time it is opened. In 30 days, I can enter and exit at least 50 times. According to an average of 7 Divine City merits earned each time, I can earn about 300 to 400 Divine City merits. Lin Mo understood that the Maple Forest Secret Realm could be entered and exited repeatedly. 300 to 400 Divine City merits is indeed a lot. Luo Feiyu is a little divine venerable, and his strength is relatively strong. If he were just a divine king, he would earn less. But he can still earn more than 200 Divine City merits. For the vast number of cultivators, this is a feast for farming Divine City merits. Only the people of Divine City know how difficult it is to earn Divine City merits. Luo Feiyu put down the wine jar. Junior brother Lin, are you planning to farm some Divine City merits this time, or are you considering clearing the level again? Lin Mo slowly drank his wine. I haven't thought about it yet, I'll decide based on the situation. Luo Feiyu reminded, in fact, very few areas of the Maple Forest secret realm have been explored clearly. Although junior brother Lin is strong, you still have to be careful. Because the secret realm can be entered repeatedly, junior brother Lin can prepare a few more escape talismans, just in case. Lin Mo said in a low voice, indeed, I need to prepare a few more. That was what he had originally planned, not for farming Divine City merits. After knowing that the Maple Forest secret realm could be entered and exited repeatedly, he realized that he needed to prepare a few more escape talismans. The purpose is to find the Scarlet Change. According to the strategy information provided by the Secret Realm team, the second stage is likely to be opened when the sky turns scarlet. Unless he can find other clues in the Secret Realm, this is the only clue. As for farming scarlet maple leaves, Lin Mo felt that he didn't need to rely on this to earn Divine City merits. Farming for so long is not as profitable as clearing an ordinary secret realm. Of course, if scarlet maple leaves are readily available, he wouldn't refuse them. In these hundreds of years, Luo Feiyu has repeatedly experienced the opening of the Maple Forest secret realm 5 times. The first time he entered, he was still a 7th level divine king, and now he has become a little divine venerable. Luo Feiyu couldn't help but sigh that time flies so fast. It's a pity that this guy only cared about earning Divine City merits in these 5 secret realm openings, and didn't even think about exploring it. As long as there was a little danger, he would use the escape talisman as soon as possible, putting his life first. According to Luo Feiyu, 99.9% of cultivators are like him, farmers. Lin Mo also expressed his understanding in comparison. In fact, they knew that even ordinary secret realms were difficult to clear, let alone clearing special secret realms. After he read all the information, he could basically judge that the danger level of the Maple Forest secret realm was at least 10 times higher than that of ordinary secret realms. Once he enters the second stage, the escape talisman will be ineffective, and the various dangers he faces will be unprecedented, and there will be no information for him to refer to. But once he clears the level, the rewards will be amazing, and he may be able to directly advance to the intermediate level and enter the intermediate area. The two of them had their fill of food and drink, and headed to the Maple Forest secret realm with a body full of alcohol. After the mission was released on the Human Emperor Network, the teleportation array to the Maple Forest secret realm had already been opened. As long as you accept the mission, you can go there. In the information from the Secret Realm strategy team, Lin Mo had seen the location of the Maple Forest secret realm. It does not belong to any star system, but there is a teleportation array that can directly reach the vicinity. The human race has built a huge military fortress specifically for the Maple Forest secret realm, with troops stationed inside. The teleportation array is usually closed, and it will only be opened when the secret realm is about to open. The teleportation across tens of thousands of light years finally ended, and the noisy human voices entered his ears. Countless people appeared in sight. The teleportation array is located on a huge star plaza. It's really lively. Glancing over, there were at least hundreds of thousands of people. Countless people were either standing on the plaza or in the starry sky. The weakest were all 5th level divine kings, and each of them exuded an astonishing aura. It is no exaggeration to say that these auras combined together can easily crush ordinary planets. If they descended to a small world, the small world would collapse. Chapter 1674. 5 million divine kings, powerful race. Do not linger in the teleportation array. Do not linger in the teleportation array. The Human Emperor Network's reminder sounded again and again, and the two immediately left the teleportation array, making way for those who came later. There are still 9 days before the Maple Forest secret realm opens, and many people have not yet arrived. No one can get the exact number of the human race's population except the Human Emperor Network itself. Someone once estimated it out of curiosity, but ended up confusing themselves. Every minute and every second, the human race has new members born, and at the same time, there are old people who pass away. This number changes very drastically, making it difficult to truly calculate. Today, Lin Mo has seen a part of it. It is difficult to count the number of Divine King realm cultivators above the 5th level of the Divine King alone. This is a powerful race. On the plaza, thousands of teleportation arrays continued to operate. In the blink of an eye, thousands more people teleported over, and the number was still increasing. Luo Feiyu took Lin Mo to fly into the starry sky, found a less crowded place to stop, and pointed in one direction. There, about 10,000 kilometers away, is the location of the Maple Forest Secret Realm. Lin Mo looked out, and the starry sky was silent there, as if there was nothing. Luo Feiyu continued, the secret realm will gradually emerge 2 days before the official opening of the Maple Forest Secret Realm, and it will be a spectacular sight at that time. Believe me, the scene is really wonderful. I have seen it 5 times, but I still want to see it. There are actually many people here who came for the grand and magnificent spectacle. Luo Feiyu kept talking, introducing Lin Mo to some of the things he knew. The people who have come now are only divine kings, and only divine kings from the primary area. In 2 days, divine kings from the intermediate and advanced areas will also arrive one after another. After that, divine venerables will also come. Among them, there are not only first-level divine venerables, but also divine venerables with higher cultivation levels. First-level divine venerables can enter the Maple Forest Secret Realm, whether they want to clear the level or farm divine city merits like most people. Some of the divine venerables with higher cultivation levels also want to see this grand spectacle. Lin Mo became more and more curious about what kind of grand spectacle could attract divine venerables to watch. And with so many people, the entrance to the secret realm will definitely be completely crowded at that time. In the short time they were talking, at least tens of thousands more divine kings had come here. Each of them was eager to try, with excitement in their eyes. What excites them is not the secret realm, but the divine city merits that can be earned through the secret realm. Lin Mo watched this scene, thinking in his heart, what exactly is in the scarlet maple leaves? The Human Emperor Network is doing this equivalent to infinitely recycling scarlet maple leaves. This shows that scarlet maple leaves must be useful, and the use is not small. This grand event for earning divine city merits is not only beneficial to cultivators, but also very important to the Human Emperor Network. Luo Feiyu interrupted Lin Moyu's thoughts, I have a few friends who have come over. Junior brother Lin, would you like to meet them? He knew that Lin Moyu didn't like socializing, so he asked for Lin Moyu's opinion in advance. As expected, Lin Moyu wasn't interested. Luo Feiyu could only go and catch up with his friends himself, while Lin Moyu waited alone. His gaze fell on the location of the secret realm, which looked like a void, with nothing there. But when he approached, he immediately received a warning from the Human Emperor Network, forbidding him from approaching. The starry sky seemed to have no restrictions, but the Human Emperor Network had already set up invisible shackles. Just a moment ago, Lin Moyu had already felt several wills locking onto him. In the dark void, there were also hidden experts. At least high-level divine venerables, and more than one. With them there was no need for defense here. Lin Moyu even suspected whether big shots of the other shore realm would come. After all, the opening of a special secret realm was no small matter, and it was worth Talisman Saint Venerable to bring a message to him. The meaning in Talisman Saint Venerable's words was very clear, he hoped that he could clear the Maple Forest secret realm. But he didn't force it, everything was up to him. From the side, it also showed that perhaps in the eyes of those big shots, his little life was more important than clearing the secret realm. Returning to the waiting area, Lin Moyu stayed away from the crowd and sat down with his eyes closed. He continued to check the information about the Maple Forest Secret Realm in the Secret Realm Strategy Group, and also consulted the information in the Human Emperor Network. There wasn't much information about the Maple Forest Secret Realm in the Human Emperor Network, and basically it was useless. Basically, they were all teaching people how to efficiently earn divine city merits. There were even a few pieces of information that required points to purchase, and the content inside was actually similar, which was to teach people how to earn divine city merits and how to maximize profits. Compared to the mixed information in the Human Emperor Network, the information from the Secret Realm Strategy Group was much more reliable. This time Lin Moyu looked very carefully. The information contained information about various poisonous insects and beasts in the Maple Forest Secret Realm. Which poisonous insects were the most dangerous, and which were relatively safe. What details to pay attention to in the secret realm, etc., were all described. These were all the experiences of predecessors, and Lin Moyu recorded them and compared them comprehensively. At the same time, he also checked some information about the other 2 special secret realms. The other two secret realms are the Volcano Secret Realm and the Boulder Secret Realm. Although the several special secret realms are not very connected, Lin Moyu is very clear that they come from the same ancient talisman, and they should be related to each other. Gradually, Lin Moyu frowned. This ancient talisman, how are they all related to plants and animals? Poisonous bees, golden glory, black rain, maple forest, and some other secret realms, the things evolved inside have certain similarities. It's like, his eyes flashed, and his tone became affirmative, it's like a complete world. Lin Moyu was now more than 70% sure that this huge ancient talisman evolved a world inside. No matter how it splits, how each corner of the rune evolves into an independent secret realm, there are still traces to follow. Lin Moyu connected these information through a lot of data and finally got this answer. The ancient talisman evolved a complete world, and after it was broken, each corner of the ancient talisman actually evolved a corner of the world. They all inherited the will of the ancient talisman. Although knowing this did not help much with the strategy of the secret realm. The world evolved by the ancient talisman itself is not the same as the real world. But it has a far-reaching impact on Lin Moyu's study of ancient talisman, and even mastering ancient talisman in the future. Lin Moyu vaguely seemed to understand something, but seemed to understand nothing. The time for the secret realm to open was getting closer and closer, and more people came here. 5 days before the secret realm opened, a divine Venerable finally came here. The divine Venerable also came from the teleportation array. This starry sky has been blocked by the human emperor network. There is no other way except through the teleportation array. At this time, the number of divine kings has exceeded 5 million. 5 million divine kings stood in the starry sky, their auras rolling, and even the space showed visible distortions. Lin Moyu had left his original position and retreated thousands of miles away. There were too many people, only by staying away could he get peace. Chapter 1675 Affirmation from Lin Moyu. The first 5 days were the stage for the divine kings. One divine king after another, with extraordinary posture, stood in the starry sky. Some divine kings had soaring auras and were very high profile. Especially some geniuses who had already reached the minor divine Venerable, were like sparks in the crowd, making them easy to spot at a glance. Each existence was a dragon or phoenix among men, making them unbearable to look directly at. They carried arrogance, and many followers gathered around them. It is many people's instinct to rely on the strong, which is understandable. These people did not hide their identities. They mostly came from the intermediate and advanced areas. Compared with them, the minor divine venerables from the primary areas were much worse. Luo Feiyu finished reminiscing about the past and returned to Lin Moyu, and appreciated this scene with Lin Moyu. He couldn't help but sighed. Every time a special secret realm opens, I can feel the power of our human race. There are countless races in the great world, and there are many strong races, but few races can mobilize millions of divine kings like the human race. Luo Feiyu was telling the truth. Although the human race was only one of the strong races, if you talk about comprehensive strength, few races can compare with the human race. Even in ancient times, if they wanted to destroy the human race, they needed 200 races to dispatch a coalition army to do it. Even in that case, the human race was not defeated in one blow, and persisted for hundreds of years. The strength of the human race's heritage is definitely not something that other races can imagine. 5 million divine kings, from which they can produce how many divine venerables? What's more, 5 million divine kings is not all of them. There are also divine kings in the 4-star regions, and many divine kings who have not come. 5 million divine kings are just a small part. Luo Feiyu pointed to a person and said, his name is Wang Dang, a minor divine venerable from the advanced area. 30 years ago, he fought against the demon race's divine venerable in Wan. Although he failed to kill the opponent, he also seriously injured him. Lin Moyu looked in the direction pointed by Luo Feiyu and saw Wang Dang. Wang Dang was wearing a white jade plain robe. It didn't seem to have any decoration, but it matched his temperament very well, noble and aloof. Seeming to feel Lin Moyu's gaze, Wang Dang turned his head to look. The two's eyes met, and Lin Moyu nodded slightly, as a greeting. Wang Dang's expression changed slightly. Lin Moyu's gaze was like affirmation, and like encouragement. That feeling was like an elder looking at a younger generation. But Lin Moyu's realm was only Divine King 6th Order. A little guy of Divine King 6th Order dared to look at himself with this kind of eyes. Wang Dang was slightly unhappy. What kind of eyes does this guy have? why is he so unlikable? At this time, Lin Moyu had already moved his gaze away. He followed Luo Feiyu's point and looked elsewhere. Luo Feiyu pointed to a woman not far away. Her name is Mu Shang, known as Princess Shang, from a large sect in the advanced area. Princess Shang and Wang Dang are both top geniuses, enough to compete with the divine Venerable. No one surrounded Princess Shang. She was alone, like a noble and aloof peony, independent of the world. On her body, exuded fierce sword energy. This peony also has thorns. Princess Shang felt Lin Moryu's gaze and turned to look as well. Lin Moryu's eyes were moist, and he nodded slightly in acknowledgement. Princess Shang frowned slightly. She had the same feeling as Wang Dang. It was the feeling of being affirmed by an elder, which made her somewhat displeased. This guy's gaze is annoying. However, she couldn't directly lose her temper, she just firmly remembered Lin Moryu. Luo Feiyu introduced Lin Moryu to a few more people, all lesser god sovereigns and top geniuses. These people were all stronger than Dongfang Zi, whom he had met during the 4-star region competition. But compared to Xiao Shang, after making a comparison, Lin Moryu felt that Xiao Shang was still superior. Xiao Shang was able to defy the odds and slay a god sovereign while still a lesser god sovereign. His level of genius was also top-notch among the human race, otherwise, he wouldn't have received the title of Star of the Human Race. Xiao Shang's reputation not only circulated within the 4 great star regions but also within God City. After all, Xiao Shang came from God City and was originally a God City person. 5 days later, God sovereigns began to appear. The powerful pressure of the God sovereigns made many God kings feel oppressed. God kings and God sovereigns were originally 2 different levels of existence, with a huge gap between them. Fortunately, the God sovereigns immediately moved away after arriving. People are divided into groups, and God sovereigns generally do not have much interaction with God kings. Even if you are a top genius like Wang Dang or Mu Shang, you are not worth a God sovereign associating with. Lin Moryu discovered that although most of the God sovereigns who came were only at the 1st level, many of them had auras that were significantly stronger than the 1st level. Among God sovereigns, there is also a distinction between ordinary and genius. A genius lesser God sovereign like Wang Dang can only be compared to an ordinary 1st level God sovereign. There is still some gap with those 1st level God sovereigns who were already geniuses. After all, they were also geniuses when they were lesser God sovereigns. God sovereigns arrived one by one, and the number of God kings continued to increase. According to Luo Feiyu, the last time the Maple Forest Secret Realm opened, almost 7 million God kings came, and more than 100,000 God sovereigns. This time, there will probably be only more, not less. The arrival of the God sovereigns stole the glory of the lesser God sovereigns, attracting a lot of attention, with only a few people unaffected. 3 days before the secret realm opened, a burly man appeared in the teleportation array, and a huge aura rushed out from the teleportation array. Although he was a 1st-level God sovereign, his aura was so powerful that it instantly crushed all the previous God sovereigns. Even those 2nd-level and 3rd-level God sovereigns were inferior to him in terms of momentum. Almost everyone present, millions of eyes, simultaneously focused on the newcomer. It's Xiao Shang. Heavens, Xiao Shang is back. The star of the human race, Xiao Shang, who disappeared for more than 100 years, has finally returned. What a terrifying aura, too strong. Xiao Shang's appearance told everyone that even among God sovereigns, there is a world of difference. Xiao Shang stood in the teleportation array, his gaze sweeping across the entire audience. His gaze was like a battle blade, and those who were swept by it felt pain all over their bodies. Xiao Shang was as high profile as ever, as if he didn't know what it meant to hide his talent. He was also telling everyone that he could suppress them all with one hand. Luo Feiyu swallowed. This is Xiao Shang, a terrifying person. Being able to slay a God sovereign while a lesser God sovereign, there are probably not many in the human race who can do that. He suddenly thought of Lin Moryu, who seemed to be even more powerful than Xiao Shang. Lin Moryu was also looking at Xiao Shang, and he chuckled. Senior brother Xiao is as always. Xiao Shang in the mysterious land was somewhat desolate and full of twilight. At that time, Lin Moryu felt that Xiao Shang was arrogant and domineering, but his arrogance and domineering were buried in his heart. It was like a broken battle blade, hidden in its sheath. Now the battle blade has been restored, reappearing its sharpness, bringing back the domineering Xiao Sheng. Xiao Sheng's gaze swept across the entire audience, and no one dared to meet his eyes. Even those like Wang Dang and Mu Shang had to avoid his edge. Suddenly, Xiao Sheng's gaze locked onto Lin Moryu, and with a grin, he rushed over. Wang Dang sneered in his heart, this guy must have offended Xiao Sheng with his gaze, he's probably going to be taught a lesson by Xiao Sheng. Mu Shang also said softly, serves him right, this guy's gaze is indeed annoying. Not only these two, but almost everyone who had been affirmed by Lin Moryu's gaze had similar thoughts. In their eyes, Xiao Sheng rushed to Lin Moryu, laughed loudly, brother Lin, I knew you would be here. Chapter 1676. What kind of days are these, with two more old brothers? Xiao Sheng had been the focus of everyone's attention since his appearance, becoming the star of the human race who had returned as a god sovereign. How could he not be noticed? His appearance overshadowed the brilliance of all the god sovereigns, let alone those lesser god sovereigns. All pride was insignificant in front of Xiao Sheng. A 9th-level god king battling a god sovereign, a lesser god sovereign realm slaying a god sovereign, was not just talk. How many people wanted to surpass him, to replace him as the second star of the human race? There were so many sparks of the human race, but no one could do it. Only Lin Moryu, who had recently risen to fame, was called the second war god, and he was qualified to be compared with Xiao Sheng. At this time, Xiao Sheng's sentence, Brother Lin, once again drew people's attention to Lin Moryu. The face slapping that Wang Feng, Mu Shang and others had imagined did not happen, instead, they felt like they had been slapped in the face. Lin Moryu smiled, congratulations, senior brother Xiao, on becoming a god sovereign, a king's return, Xiao Sheng waved his hand, bullshit king's return, with you here, I, at most count as number 2, Lin Moryu smiled, neither admitting nor denying it. As soon as Xiao Sheng said this, the audience was in an uproar. Xiao Sheng actually said that he was not as good as the other party. Who exactly is this guy? Xiao Sheng would actually say that he's not as good as him. I understand Xiao Sheng's personality, he doesn't submit to anyone, how could he submit to such a god king? Who exactly is this person? A 6th-level god king, surnamed Lin, could it be, Lin Moryu? No one present was an idiot, and they immediately guessed Lin Moryu's identity. The most popular, most famous, and top genius in God City who had connected 3 secret realms. Being able to clear 3 secret realms in a row had fully proven Lin Moryu's strength. Clearing a secret realm not only requires top-notch wisdom, extreme meticulousness, but also absolute combat power. A top genius like Lin Moryu definitely possesses the ability to fight beyond his level. If the other party is really Lin Moryu, as a 6th-level God King, his true combat power is probably able to reach the 9th level of God King, or even a lesser God Sovereign. But if it is said that Lin Moryu now has the combat power comparable to a God Sovereign, basically no one would believe it. Someone seemed to understand and said to himself, Xiao Sheng should be saying that he is not as good as Lin Moryu in terms of clearing secret realms. It should be like this, Lin Moryu is indeed a top genius in clearing secret realms. In the history of the human race, no one has ever been able to connect 3 secret realms, I have to admire him. Everyone's imagination is limited, and they will all start from their own cognition. Things that exceed their own cognition are often not believed. Their voices are not important, Lin Moryu doesn't want to pay attention at all. Xiao Sheng waved his hand, and countless heads appeared in the starry sky, and a bloody aura immediately permeated the air. The heads were dead, but the pressure remained. The powerful pressure rushed out, causing people to suffocate and retreat involuntarily. These are the heads of the divine sovereigns. There are heads of divine sovereigns from all races. Xiao Sheng actually killed so many divine sovereigns, this guy is too terrifying. Xiao Sheng's combat power has reached such a level that he kills divine sovereigns like slaughtering dogs. He killed so many divine sovereigns and brought their heads back, what is he going to do? Amidst countless discussions, Xiao Sheng said, Brother Lin, this is what I promised you, 100 divine sovereign heads. 92 of them are divine sovereign first order, and 8 are divine sovereign second order. I originally wanted to find a divine sovereign third order guy, but that guy escaped quickly and I couldn't catch up. Xiao Sheng said very casually, he really did what he promised Lin Moryu. Lin Moryu smiled, Senior Brother Xiao is very kind. Xiao Sheng waved his hand again. You saved me, without you, I would have died long ago. What is this little thing? If there is anything you want to do in the future, Brother Lin, just say it directly, Xiao will never refuse. Lin Moyu smiled slightly. Okay, I won't be polite with senior brother Xiao either. As he said that, he was not polite, and with a wave of his hand, he collected all the divine sovereign heads. For others, divine sovereign heads are not very useful except for refining weapons. But for him, each divine sovereign head is equivalent to a full-strength strike from the divine sovereign before his death, even stronger than a full-strength strike before his death. Although for the current Lin Moyu, these 100 divine sovereign heads came a little late, and their effect is not as great as before, but it is better than nothing. Lin Moyu really liked Xiao Sheng's character of keeping his word. Xiao Sheng's words once again caused an uproar, and before they could recover from the shock just now, they were shocked again. Lin Moyu actually saved Xiao Sheng. Xiao Sheng almost died, no wonder Xiao Sheng hasn't come out these years. It turns out that Lin Moyu has a life-saving grace for Xiao Sheng, no wonder Xiao Sheng is so polite to Lin Moyu. At this time, the teleportation array lit up again, and a sword aura soared into the sky. The sword aura condensed into a cyan long sword in the starry sky. The long sword was antique and exuded a terrifying sword intent. When everyone saw the long sword, they felt as if they had been stabbed by a sword, and they felt pain from their souls to their skin. Qingjian Wanjiyu, it's Divine Sovereign Qingjian. Divine Sovereign Qingjian is also here. I didn't expect Maple Forest Secret Realm to attract him. AAA0 seeking fresh flowers. It is said that Divine Sovereign Qingjian cultivates an ancient inheritance, which is extremely powerful. When he was at the 9th level of Divine King, he dared to fight against Divine Sovereigns, and he was no worse than Xiao Sheng. Divine Sovereign Qingjian once chased down a Golden Eagle Clan Divine Sovereign when he was a little Divine Sovereign. If the Golden Eagle Clan Divine Sovereign hadn't escaped quickly, he would have been killed. Qingjian Daoren is a few years older than Xiao Sheng, although he doesn't have the title of Star of the Human Race like Xiao Sheng. In terms of fame and strength, he is actually no worse than Xiao Sheng. It's just that Qingjian Daoren has been active on the battlefield. He mainly cultivates the sword Dao, is straightforward, and is not suitable for conquering secret realms. Unexpectedly, he also came this time. Above the Qingjian, a figure slowly emerged. Qingjian Daoren wore a cyan robe, with an immortal demeanor and unparalleled heroism. He and Xiao Sheng are two extremes, one is wild and rude, and the other is unrestrained and extraordinary. Qingjian Daoren held a wine gourd, poured wine for himself, and said loudly, Long night Wan Jiyu, Qingjian is like a song. Brother Lin, long time no see. Saying that, he turned into a cyan light and instantly appeared in front of Lin Moyu. Brother Lin, I knew you would come, sure enough. Lin Moyu smiled and cupped his hands. Greetings, Divine Sovereign Qingjian. Qingjian Daoren snorted, what Divine Sovereign or not, without you, there would be no me today. If you recognize me as a brother, call me brother. If you don't recognize me as a brother, don't come and go in the future. Lin Moyu was helpless. This Qingjian Daoren, his temper really hasn't changed at all. He has already said so. What else can he say? Okay, Moyu has met, old brother Qingjian. Qingjian Daoren drank wine, that's more like it. Xiao Sheng said, Brother Lin, you can't favor one over the other. Lin Moyu was helpless, he could only recognize another brother. I don't know what day it is today, but he suddenly has two more brothers. Qingjian Daoren and Lin Moyu talked to each other, and the others were completely stunned. What do you mean, without you, there would be no me today? What exactly did Lin Moyu do? Listening to the meaning of the words, Lin Moyu seems to have a favor to Divine Sovereign Qingjian, and it is a great favor. At least it is the grace of enlightenment. Without Lin Moyu, Divine Sovereign Qingjian would not have achieved today's achievements. What is the origin of Lin Moyu? I am really too curious. Not only the Divine Kings are curious, but the Divine Sovereigns are also curious. Unfortunately, the Human Emperor Network has completely shielded Lin Moyu's information, and no one can see it. This kind of curiosity can only be held back in my heart. Chapter 1677 The Most Beautiful Fireworks in the Starry Sky. Lin Moyu, Xiao Sheng, and Qingjian Daoren were talking to each other as if no one else was there. They even set up a wine table in the starry sky. Luo Feiyu had no chance to interject, but took out the wine and dishes. After a while, everyone became familiar, and Luo Feiyu could also interject. Everyone finally recovered from the shocks one after another. At this time, those who had been affirmed by Lin Moyu suddenly felt that Lin Moyu's affirmation seemed to be a kind of glory. After all, even figures like Xiao Sheng and Qing Jian were rushing to be brothers with Lin Moyu. Being called old brother by Lin Moyu seemed to be a great advantage for them. This also shows how high Lin Moyu's vision is. Being affirmed by Lin Moyu is instead an honor. More than one person has this kind of thought. This kind of thought is very strange, but it naturally arises. The day of the opening of the secret realm is getting closer and closer, and the number of people teleporting here is gradually decreasing. Xiao Sheng said, those who should come have come, and the secret realm is almost about to open. Qing Jian's gaze swept towards the secret realm. Soon, those guys are already setting up the formation. In the void around the secret realm, there appeared warships. Each one is a divine sovereign realm warship, not many, not few, exactly 1,000. 1,000 warships formed a special formation, connected to each other, and a huge energy formed a large net, covering a void. The center of the big net is where the secret realm is located. Lin Moyu said, why set up a formation? Lin Moyu could see the use of the Great Formation, which was basically a suppression formation to prevent the things inside from coming out. Xiao Sheng explained, every time a special secret realm appears, it is like a black hole exploding, and it will spew out terrifying power. This power is enough to kill ordinary divine sovereigns and turn hundreds of millions of miles of void into barrenness. And this impact will continue to spread outwards, disrupt the laws, stir up a large area of AA water, and affect cultivation. So every time, a formation must be set up to block those impacts. Qing Jian continued Xiao Sheng's words, it is impossible to block all of them, at most it is to reduce the impact to the lowest level. Xiao Sheng said, that's right, the power of the ancient runes is really terrifying, and it's no wonder those big figures are chasing after them to study the ancient runes. Xiao Sheng's status is different, and he knows more information. Many divine sovereigns know that above divine sovereigns, there are truly great figures. However, they do not know that those great figures are called the other shore realm, let alone what those great figures are pursuing. When Xiao Sheng said this, he kept his voice down and did not spread it out. Qing Jian naturally understood. He drank his wine. Ancient symbols are only one aspect, the events that happened in ancient times are also of paramount importance. Xiao Sheng revealed a strange expression, I can understand studying ancient symbols, but the events of ancient times, I don't know how many tens of thousands of years ago, what is the significance of studying them? Qing Jian Taoist said, the great figures naturally have their own ideas, if you want to know, go ask. How do you know I haven't asked? Xiao Sheng poured himself a mouthful of wine, looking like he had really gone to ask. Qing Jian Taoist looked at him with a smile, what's the answer? Xiao Sheng snorted, no answer, the old guy the first asked, he doesn't know either. Qing Jian Taoist laughed loudly, then what are you talking about? Xiao Sheng looked unconvinced, can't I just talk about it? Qing Jian Taoist said, there's still some time, you can talk about what you know, let us broaden our horizons. Okay, then I'll talk about it. Xiao Sheng did not refuse, and immediately began to speak eloquently. In fact, he didn't know many ancient secrets, not comparable to Lin Moyu. However, Qing Jian Taoist was greatly enlightened. Luo Feiyu remained silent on the side, honestly pouring wine for the others. On the surface, he was very calm, but his heart was already turbulent. Good heavens, is this something I can listen to? Great figures above the divine sovereign, ancient secrets, ancient runes. Oh my God, what have I heard, will I be silenced? If Lin Moyu knew what he was thinking, he would only tell him that he was overthinking. These things are only superficial, even if you know them, it doesn't matter. The real intentions of the human race's higher-ups will only be known when you reach the corresponding level. Just like how the other shore realm cannot see the broken God Road, nor will they know that there were once saint sovereigns who stepped onto the God Road and ultimately disappeared. Boom! A sound like an explosion reverberated in everyone's soul world. The calm starry sky suddenly twisted like a sea wave. Space was bent, and the entire starry sky was shaking. Under this vibration, many divine kings who came for the first time were a little overwhelmed, and many people showed panic on their faces. But those with experience were very calm. Every time the secret realm opens, it has to go through such a scene. Xiao Sheng said, "It's about to explode. The gorgeous picture is about to begin, it can be called the most beautiful fireworks in the starry sky." Qing Jian Taoist chuckled, "The most beautiful fireworks, well said, then let's enjoy it together." Lin Moyu turned his gaze to where the secret realm was, and a point of light appeared in the silent dark starry sky. The point of light changed from dark to bright, becoming brighter and brighter. In just 1 minute, the brightness of the point of light had exceeded that of a star, and it was still increasing rapidly. It was like an extremely compressed star, and the light also became sharp, even with a sense of heaviness. After being compressed to the limit, the point of light suddenly shattered, and the starry sky became dark again. The calm before the storm lasted less than a second. Then there was extreme light, appearing from the deepest part of the starry sky. Boom! The violent sound shook the soul, the entire starry sky shook violently, and the space in the area where the secret realm was located instantly collapsed. Space was like a piece of paper, blown out a big hole. Countless lights burst out from inside, shooting outwards. These lights were no longer light, but real sharp swords, carrying chaotic power. Where they went, the law did not exist, and everything would become chaotic. Lin Moyu could clearly feel the power in the light. It's the power of rules. It's the power of rules evolved from ancient symbols, changing the laws and making everything chaotic. Obviously, most people don't understand what the power of rules is. They can only see the chaos on the surface, but cannot see the essence of the chaos. Even Xiao Sheng and Qing Jian Taoist could not understand. Among all the people present, there were very few who could see through the essence. A large net appeared in the starry sky, thousands of divine sovereign realm battleships had already laid down a net. The formation unfolded, blocking the light that burst out, preventing them from affecting more areas. The light was like a sharp sword, constantly impacting the formation. Thousands of battleships exerted their strength at the same time to fight against it. The 1.4 large net woven by the formation was deformed, bearing tremendous pressure. The light and the formation collided, interweaving beautiful and dreamlike colors, incomparably gorgeous. Each collision was a violent explosion, like fireworks exploding in the starry sky. Each firework was more than 10,000 kilometers in diameter, with thousands of colors and incomparably gorgeous. Just as Xiao Sheng said, it was indeed the most beautiful fireworks. The formation was very strong, and under the continuous impact of the light, it did not break, and stubbornly persisted. However, it did not block all the light, and some of it leaked out, stirring a large area into incomparable chaos. In this area, the laws were in a mess, unable to cultivate in it, unable to comprehend the laws. Lin Moyu opened his soul eye and saw that the originally orderly lines of laws were now intertwined like braids. Fortunately, there was a formation to block it, and this chaos did not affect too many places. Xiao Sheng said at this time, "The more beautiful is coming." Chapter 1678, Peerless You Madam. Another earth-shattering explosion occurred, completely blasting apart the starry sky within the formation. Energy turbulence beneath the spatial surface roared out. The energy turbulence displayed bizarre colors, intertwined with the light clusters in the explosion, becoming incomparably beautiful. This beauty reached directly into the soul, dazzling and mesmerizing. Almost everyone present, whether God King or God Emperor, showed a look of infatuation at this moment, quietly appreciating this magnificent scene. Even Xiao Sheng and Qing Jian Daoran were the same at this moment. The entire starry sky became incomparably silent, with nearly 10 million people quiet as cicadas. Lin Mo's expression at this moment was different from everyone else's, his gaze remaining calm. While appreciating the beautiful scenery, he did not forget to drink his wine and eat a few bites of side dishes. He once again saw through the essence of beauty, which was the power of rules, directly piercing the soul. It affected everyone from the soul level, making everyone feel that the scene was incomparably beautiful, even losing their reactions. It was precisely because of this that the scene of the secret realm opening became a rare spectacle in everyone's mouth. That was the scene seen by the soul, beautiful, but not real. Only his soul had reached the other shore realm, so he was not affected. Lin Mo looked at it from another angle. He knew that all of this was related to the ancient talisman in the secret realm. It shows that this ancient talisman also has the ability to confuse the soul, somewhat similar to the Blackwater talisman. At the same time, he also thought of the highly toxic poison in the secret realm. As long as you leave the secret realm, the poison will disappear, which is contrary to common sense. Lin Mo guessed that the poison was not real, but an illusion, a soul-level illusion. Moreover, this illusion may be a rule-level power, making it impossible to distinguish between true and false. Of course, this is just his guess and needs further confirmation. The formation continued to deform in the explosion, deforming more and more exaggeratedly. A large amount of power had already leaked from the formation, and the formation became weaker and weaker, approaching its limit. Lin Mo saw that many of the 1,000 God Emperor realm battleships had problems. A large number of cracks appeared on the surface of the battleships, their aura was weakening, and the formation was also weakening. The God Emperor realm battleships were overwhelmed and had reached their limit. Lin Mo's heart tightened, realizing that something was wrong. He instinctively wanted to leave, but now, nearly 10 million people here were all affected by the power of the secret realm and were still appreciating the beautiful scenery. Suddenly, Lin Mo realized that he had overreacted. If there was real danger, the human emperor network would never sit idly by. The thousands of powerhouses here can be regarded as the future of the human race. How could they let these people die? If the people here really died, it would definitely be a great loss to the human race. Lin Mo started drinking again, while picking up a peanut. He knew that the human race must have a backup plan. Gaps appeared in the formation, like a balloon full of air, with holes suddenly broken in it, and the air inside began to leak out quickly. The formation is about to break. Lin Mo's heart trembled, although he knew that the human race would have a backup plan. But he himself was already prepared to slip away at any time. Of course, he had to take Xiao Shang, Qing Jian, and Luo Feiyu with him. Lin Mo never wanted to put his life in the hands of others. The only thing you can really trust is yourself. At this moment, a figure appeared in front of the formation. Lin Mo's raised heart instantly dropped. He knew that everything was fine. So this is the backup plan. Lin Mo felt that he was indeed a little worried about nothing, and there was really no need to worry about these things. Maple Forest Secret Realm has been opened time and time again in history, and the human race has already had a way to deal with it, and there will never be any accidents. The person who came raised his hand and pressed lightly, and the formation was instantly repaired. At the same time, a huge force penetrated into it, easily smoothing out the chaos. The fireworks dissipated, and everything gradually returned to calm. This is the power of the other shore realm, the power of rules. It's really terrifying. Although Lin Mo didn't understand the power of rules, he could sense that the power of rules in the other shore realm forcibly changed the rules in the explosion. Changing the rules and eliminating the explosion from the root. This method is too superb, and only the other shore realm can do it. People woke up one after another, and everyone saw the figure in front of the formation. She was wearing a light yellow palace dress, and her beauty was unparalleled. Her whole body exuded an unspeakable nobility. Her aura was like the most beautiful goddess in the starry sky, dazzling and dazzling. A group of people suddenly knelt down and kowtowed to the woman. Greetings, old ancestor. These people were all from the Yu family, and they were kowtowing to their own old ancestor. Yu family old ancestor, Madame Yu. At this time, many god emperors saluted Madame Yu at the same time. Greetings, madam. The god kings were stunned. Who exactly was this beautiful woman? Even the god emperor had to call her madam. I know, she is the Yu family old ancestor. It's the Yu family in the advanced area, the Yu family of that super family. Goodness, the Yu family's old ancestor is even more powerful than the god emperor. What level of existence is this? The Yu family's old ancestor is so beautiful. She is the most beautiful woman I have ever seen, bar none. Wang Feng and Mu Shang were also looking at Madame Yu with infatuated eyes at this moment. It was the first time Wang Feng had seen such a beautiful woman, and Madame Yu's beauty was beyond words. He naturally admired Madame Yu in his heart. However, this is also a normal person, and there are not a few god emperors and god kings present who have this idea. Madame Yu is noble, beautiful, powerful, and almost perfect. As a woman, Mu Zhang's eyes were more of admiration. She regarded Madame Yu as her role model, and she also wanted to become a person like Madame Yu. Madame Yu's eyes swept over and finally stopped at a certain place. A light and gentle voice floated from her lips. Little friend Lin, long time no see. Chapter 1679, Crazy. Madame Yu actually called him little friend. Lin Mo cupped his hands towards Madame Yu and saluted. Junior has met Madame Yu. Madame Yu chuckled. Little friend Lin is still so polite. After this is over, we will meet again another day. After saying that, Madame Yu took a light step, her fragrance disappearing. At this time, there was still more than a day before the secret realm was truly opened, and the area of the secret realm had not completely stabilized, and the energy inside was slowly recovering. When the energy is completely stable, it will be the time when the secret realm is opened. Several minutes after Madame Yu left, everyone finally came back to their senses. Everyone's eyes once again focused on Lin Mo. Madame Yu had just called Lin Mo little friend. This was simply addressing him as an equal. What was Madame Yu's status? How could she address Lin Mo as an equal? Especially the Yu family, each and every one of them looked at Lin Mo in disbelief. They couldn't understand why their old ancestor would befriend a god king as an equal. No matter how talented this god king is, no matter what, he is still just a god king. What level of existence is Madame Yu? Wouldn't the Yu family know it themselves? That is an supreme existence that has surpassed the god emperor. This matter is too mysterious, so much so that they can't accept it. Lin Mo became mysterious in everyone's eyes. Before, Xiao Sheng and Qing Jian addressed Lin Mo as brothers, which was still within their understanding. It was the mutual appreciation between geniuses, and Lin Mo would eventually become a Goda degree. But Madame Yu's address of little friend Ellen completely subverted their understanding. Especially those god dons who vaguely knew Madame Yu's level, the shock in their hearts was far greater than others. What a noble existence Madame Yu was, let alone greeting a god king. She wouldn't even bother with a peak god don. Among the Yu family members kneeling in front of her just now, there were several god dons. God dons were nothing in Madame Yu's eyes, let alone god kings, who might not even count as shrimps. What is Lin Mo's identity? Why does the madam interact with him as an equal? It's definitely not because of his cultivation realm. Could it be because of Lin Mo's talent? Is it because of his talent in clearing secret realms? If that's the case, it makes sense. As far as I know, the madams care a lot about clearing secret realms. Yes, I've also heard that the madams seem to be looking for something, and those things are hidden in the secret realms. It seems that Lin Mo attracted the madam's attention because of his ability to clear secret realms. The god dons finally found a reason to convince themselves. They wouldn't be like god kings, who would show their shock even if they were shocked. Years of experience had made the god dons more calm. Most god dons generally have families. They are used to being in charge in their families, so they naturally won't show their emotions like young people. Xiao Sheng gave a thumbs up. Brother Lin, I'm not convinced by anyone, only you. Qing Jian Taoist also held up his wine gourd. I feel like I'm reaching too high. Lin Mo said with a smile, I'm just lucky. Xiao Sheng didn't believe Lin Mo's nonsense. Then tell me what kind of luck it is. Don't say you didn't know that was Madame Yu. Lin Mo told them about Madame Yu's private commission task at that time. Lin Mo spoke in detail, mentioning the world that belonged only to the soul. Xiao Sheng and Qing Jian listened in a daze. They were familiar with the Vermilion Bird battlefield, but they had never heard of such a place. Xiao Sheng said, are there many such hidden areas? Lin Mo said he didn't know. Senior Zhu took me there. I don't know if there are any other hidden areas. Qing Jian Taoist said, Madame Yu should have seen Brother Lin's potential. Xiao Sheng also nodded in agreement at this moment. That should be the case, especially Brother Lin's potential in clearing secret realms, which is truly unmatched. Lin Mo smiled and said, please stop praising me, both of you. I'm going to be ashamed. Qing Jian Taoist waved his hand. It's not praise, but stating a fact. If you want to talk about praise, the people outside are the ones praising. Indeed, the god dons and god kings present were discussing Lin Mo in 2 out of every 3 sentences. Lin Mo was a little helpless. How could he control everyone's mouths? At this time, Luo Feiyu cautiously asked, Senior, what realm is that Madame Yu in? Xiao Sheng glanced at him, are you from the Luo family of the wine god Don? Luo Feiyu nodded, yes, does Senior know my grandfather? Xiao Sheng said in a low voice, the elders in my family were once acquainted with the wine god Don. As for Madame Yu's identity, go back and ask your grandfather. He knows, but it's not clear if he'll tell you. Luo Feiyu didn't ask any further. He was very tactful and knew that if it weren't for Lin Mo, Xiao Sheng wouldn't have spoken to him at all. Xiao Sheng's arrogance was famous. Qing Jian Taoist smiled softly, it's good to be curious. Anyway, just remember that Madame Yu is an existence beyond God Don, a truly top powerhouse of our human race, and that's enough. Luo Feiyu nodded vigorously, remembering Qing Jian Taoist's words. At this time, Lin Mo's gaze passed Qing Jian Taoist and looked behind Qing Jian Taoist. Qing Jian Taoist also seemed to sense something. Mu Shang flew over with a gust of fragrance. She stopped 10 meters away from the group, slowly saluting Qing Jian Taoist, I 1/4 Mu Shang, the 3762nd generation disciple of the Heavenly Sword Sect, greets martial uncle Qing Jian. Then she saluted Xiao Sheng, Lin Mo, and Luo Feiyu. Mu Shang greets senior Xiao, junior brother Lin, and junior brother Luo. Qing Jian Taoist also came from the Heavenly Sword Sect and was Mu Zhang's fellow disciple, but a generation older. Mu Shang first saluted him, and then saluted Lin Mo and the others. The whole process was very appropriate, and there was not a single fault to be found. Qing Jian Taoist hummed, "Is there anything you need?" Mu Shang seemed to know Qing Jian Taoist's personality, and didn't beat around the bush, but went straight to the point. Mu Shang wants to follow martial uncle Qing Jian and learn the way of Qing Jian. Mu Shang stood up straight. She carried a long sword on her back. Unlike other cultivators, she usually put away her sword and only took it out when needed. Mu Shang always carried her sword on her back, and there was no scabbard. A sharp long sword constantly exuded a sharp sword aura. This is the sword cultivator, the person who truly cultivates the sword. Although they also control the laws, they rely more on their own sword path. They have a law that outsiders do not understand, the sword heart law. Damada, even if they enter some special areas, without the help of external forces, true sword cultivators can still exert amazing combat power. Qing Jian Taoist is such a person, and so is Mu Shang. Qing Jian Taoist looked at Mu Shang. "Do you know that I am looking for a successor?" "I know. Then do you know that my requirements for a successor are very strict?" Mu Shang wants to try. Qing Jian Taoist looked Mu Shang up and down. Mu Shang was very beautiful, with a tall figure, and her soft face revealed the sharpness of a sword. Qing Jian Taoist looked for a few seconds, then wait until the secret realm is over, and go back to the sect to find me. Respect martial uncle's orders. Mu Shang was overjoyed, clasped her fists and saluted, and then turned to leave. Xiao Sheng asked strangely, "Brother Qing Jian, I see that this girl is about to become a god Don, why does she still want to be your successor?" Qing Jian Taoist shook his head, "It's not to be my successor, but to be the successor of the way of Qing Jian. The internal affairs are a bit complicated, and it's also some things in our sect, so let's not talk about it." Chapter 1680. Desolate Soul World. Mu Zhang's matter was just an interlude, and the group didn't care about it, and continued to drink and chat. The area where the secret realm was located gradually became stable. The broken space had already been repaired, and a spot of light was born from it. The spot of light gradually grew larger, forming a secret realm entrance. The entrance to the Maple Forest secret realm was several times larger than ordinary secret realms, proving its difference. But the secret realm entrance was not large to begin with, and even if it was enlarged several times, it was still too small. After all, there are nearly 10 million people here, and it will definitely be crowded into a ball at that time. However, there is no need to worry about this, the human race had already thought of a solution. After the secret realm entrance was completely formed, thousands of warships acted again. They circled the secret realm, forming a circle, and then formed an array again. One end of this array was connected to the secret realm, and the other end was facing the outside world, forming a trumpet-shaped passage. Golden avenues were formed in the passage, leading directly to the secret realm. Each warship was a trumpet passage entrance, and anyone who wanted to enter the secret realm could choose one. In this way, the original small secret realm entrance was forcibly expanded by thousands of times. Xiao Sheng sighed, "It's time to earn merits again. Let's see if we can break the record this time and earn 1,000 divine city merits." Qing Jian Taoist also put away his wine gourd, and his expression became a little serious. "Don't you plan to try to clear the secret realm?" Xiao Sheng shook his head, "I know my own weight. I can try other secret realms, but let's forget about the special secret realms. Be careful not to protect your little life." He looked at Lin Moi and said, "Old buddy, be careful." He knew Lin Moi wanted to clear the secret realm, and he naturally wouldn't stop him, he could only remind Lin Moi to be careful. Lin Moi smiled and said, "I also cherish my life." "Haha, that's good, after the secret realm ends, let's have a good drink." Xiao Sheng laughed loudly, and in his laughter, the Maple Forest secret realm officially opened. Countless streams of light rushed into the Maple Forest secret realm at the first moment. The secret realm is only open for 30 days, so you must seize every minute and second to earn merit points. Xiaosheng waved his hand. I'm going too, merit points wait for no one. Qingjian Daoren chuckled, then let's compare who earns more, the loser treats for drinks, the best wine. No problem. The two rushed towards the secret realm in wild laughter. Lin Moi looked at Luo Feiyu beside him. Senior brother Luo, let's go too. Luo Feiyu hummed, junior brother Lin, be careful. Lin Moi smiled slightly, senior brother Luo too. After saying that, he turned into a stream of light and rushed into the secret realm. His speed was astonishingly fast, surpassing all lesser god sovereigns, only slightly inferior to god sovereigns. Streams of light rushed into the trumpet-shaped entrance of the secret realm, stepped onto the golden avenue, and disappeared. Lin Moi randomly chose an entrance. Anyway, the final matching is random, it doesn't matter which entrance you choose. Even if it is the same entrance, people who enter at the same time will not necessarily appear in the same secret realm. The special secret realm has been copied into countless real worlds, and each world can accommodate 100 people at the same time. In Lin Moi's view, the difference between ordinary secret realms and special secret realms is essentially the difference between single-player copies and multiplayer copies. Except that you can't team up, it's actually the same thing. Stepping onto the golden avenue, the eyes were shrouded in a golden color. The vision became blurred in an instant, and only became clear again after 2 seconds. An aura completely different from the great world rushed towards him, and compared to ordinary secret realms, the aura of this secret realm was even stronger. The laws have changed, it seems that there are its own independent laws here. As expected, just like I thought, ancient runes have evolved an independent world. This world is between reality and illusion, it can be regarded as a real world, or it can be regarded as an illusory world. Because its essence is still attached to the great world. Both independent and attached, it's really wonderful. Lin Moi was not in a hurry to act, he didn't need to farm points. He was carefully feeling the aura of the secret realm, feeling the difference between the secret realm and the great world. Perhaps because it has been opened many times, the aura of the great world has already penetrated a lot into it. A large number of items belonging to the secret realm were taken out, and those blood-colored maple leaves contained fragments of ancient runes from the secret realm. Even if the first stage has not yet been cleared, through its analysis, the power of the human emperor network can already penetrate into it, and the escape talisman can also be used inside. In this way, the safety of cultivators in the secret realm has greatly increased. At least in the first stage, this is the case. However, according to various materials, the human emperor network is still not fully penetrated in this stage. Under certain special circumstances, the escape talisman is invalid. Every time the Maple Forest secret realm opens, people still die inside. There are not a few who farm merit points to their own death. Here, if you want to survive, you must not be greedy. After a while, Lin Moi began to look at this world. He was standing in the air at the moment, condescending, with a large grassland under his feet. There were mountains faintly in the distance, the secret realm was very large, with Lin Moi's eyesight, everything within 10,000 miles was like in front of him. But when he looked into the distance, he could only vaguely see mountains. And within sight, there was no maple forest. Average luck. Lin Moi smiled slightly, for people who need to farm merit points, this starting point is terrible. People who farm merit points most hope that as soon as they come in, they can see the maple forest, and then find the blood-colored maple leaves. Even if the luck is a little worse, they can still find traces of the maple forest and find it in a short time. Like himself, the bottom is a grassland, and there are mountains faintly in the distance, with no shadow of a maple forest at all. It doesn't mean that there is a maple forest if there are mountains, the maple forest in the secret realm is random, no one knows where it will appear. It seems I'm not suitable for farming merit points. Lin Moi smiled slightly, casually found a direction, and flew away quickly. The faintly visible mountains quickly became clear in sight, getting bigger and bigger. The distance was farther than Lin Moi imagined, and he flew for a full 10 seconds at his speed, a full 1.5 million kilometers. The mountain looked a little desolate, with piles of rocks, and nothing at all. It can't be said that there is nothing. Lin Moi saw a person. A cultivator, 1% of the same secret realm as himself. Meng Li, the 7th rank of God King, is not considered strong among all cultivators. Meng Li was lying on a large rock, unconscious. Holding the escape talisman in his hand, he lost consciousness before he could use the escape talisman. He's poisoned. Lin Moi landed beside him, and after checking, he found that Meng Li was not poisoned at all. But he was just unconscious, there was no doubt about that. Life force is weakening. Lin Moi clearly felt that Meng Li's aura was rapidly weakening, apparently life force was flowing away. Clearly not poisoned, but life force is constantly flowing away, which is very strange. A white light popped out from his finger, and the power of life from the undying law fell on Meng Li. It didn't have any effect, life force was still flowing away at a constant speed. Lin Moi remembered his previous guess, a wisp of soul consciousness separated and directly drilled into Meng Li's soul world. Without any resistance, Lin Moi had already arrived in Meng Li's soul world. He was really completely unconscious, and even the soul world was no longer defended, in an open state. Lin Moi was still entering someone else's soul world for the first time, and was slightly curious. This world is so desolate. Compared to himself, Meng Li's soul world was too desolate. There were only 3 spell constellations, but there were several spell planets. In Lin Moi's eyes, this kind of soul world was no different from garbage. Then he saw Meng Li's soul, also lying on the ground unconscious. So that's how it is.